the best switch hitter that the sport has seen. Some say ever, of going from lefty to righty. How would he be best served stance-wise here early on, gentlemen?
He'll take the jab away from Khan, but he probably won't see straight right hand. A blazing hand speed and punching power. Underrated punching power.
And it's not just the speed, but it's the arc of the punch. It's the awkwardness of the punch. Again, to a person who has a trained eye in the sport of boxing, that's all bad, but it's all good for Amir Khan.
Moments ago, we saw Khan tripling up that jab.
That's exactly what Khan has to do. He has to out-jab Crawford, because once Crawford starts getting his jab landing, then he's able to set up his combinations.
Oh, he scores a knockdown! Bud Crawford with a first-round knockdown! We have early drama here at MSG. Crawford, another right hand! And Khan is wobbly again! Trying to stay up! End of one! Wow! We will see when that next right hand lands. There's a body shot with the left hand from Crawford.
Yeah, I don't think he's recovered. I think he's slowly recovering. But Terence needs to test him again and not allow him to fully recover. He needs to try to hit him with that same type of shot to get the same type of reaction.
Combination from Khan. Khan puts that right hand so quickly behind that jab with that speed as he lands a right hand. There's a lead right hand from Crawford, and he comes with another sweeping punch as it backs up Khan.
Not getting on his jab right now, kind of flicking it out there, trying to choose the right opportunities to attack.
And then comes out to get back to business. Hyper-focus and attentiveness, and there's a 1-2 combination from Khan again.
There it is.
The buzz fighter among the younger generation, now 13-0 with 11 knockout scored. A knockout in the 5th against former title challenger Edis Tatley. What a night it's already been. If that isn't comfort in the middle of a highly pressurized world title fight, I don't know what is from Bowman.
Because Amir Khan, he's still throwing.
There is that right hand. He survived it. That was nasty, wasn't it?
All set up by the body punches from Crawford.
Gets the body, goes upstairs, says that was low, does Khan. Crawford really doesn't care. He's on the attack.
And that right hook, that's the shot that Crawford's trying to
good body shot by Crawford.
Trying to set the right hook up.
Goes to the body again, and then doubles it up with the left hand and goes upstairs as he's back to an orthodox stance now and clubs with a right hand, sweeps across the belt line, looks for glory, lands a left to the body. He has got momentum now, doesn't he?
He smells blood. He's like a shark right now. He knows he's weakening. He's digging him down to the body and landing hard power shots up top. And I'm talking about Crawford.
Tried to shoot the uppercut that time as Khan came forward and opened up. There's a straight right hand from Khan to finish off a wild round.
The best he can with what he has. You know, at the end of the day, you know, me and Amir Khan were two different fighters, two different pedigrees, and he's doing the best he can with what he has. It's the best way I can describe it.
Khan says, come forward, bud, come forward.
Watch the sweeping backhand of Terence Crawford. He's setting it up.
There it is. And there's a looping right as well. Now southpaw. Can he give an angle? 3-punch combination. Probing with the jab, back to orthodox. Probing with the jab, looking for a right hand, possibly to split the guard. Goes with a right uppercut. And there's a 1-2 from Khan. Give him credit. He was down in the first round. He's trying to hang in there. Oh, big left hand from Crawford. Uppercut, right hook, switching back and forth from righty to lefty and having success. This is what Crawford loves. He loves finding the solution and inflicting pain.
Yeah, Khan very hesitant. He can't get inside. You know, Terence Crawford taking half a step back. He sweep with the check hook. He'll catch him with the straight left hand coming in, just like there. Oh, got caught on the way out.
Lands one, or Khan lands one, excuse me.
Caught him on the way out.
And now the jab has some success for Amir Khan.
All that's going to do, fellas, is extend the fight a lot longer and allow Terence Crawford to pile up that punishment.
Yes, sir.
There's a right hand from Amir Khan many times. As Crawford stalks here as we come to the end of the round.
Crawford trying to drop that right hand, man. He's trying to catch Amir in between his shots. Just like that.
Did you see the transition right there where he stepped back? I think it's low blow.
This fight's being stopped because of that.
Wait, what?
No, we got more than 4 rounds in the books.
Come on now.
Still the WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence Crawford.
Gentlemen, we went over the dressing room. We went over the rules in the dressing room. Keep it clean, set yourself for that turn. Let's do this.
Celestino Ruiz wants them to touch him up. And they do. Joe Tessitore alongside 2-division world champion Timothy Bradley and Mark Kriegel ringside. All the talk is done. It's time to fight. Benavidez, Crawford, WBO welterweight championship of the world.
Both guys right now trying to figure the range out, the speed, the distance.
He wants Crawford to come forward and attack.
Crawford giving him a smile and a little nod of the head when he went with that jab to the body. Tim, you like the early work with that jab of Benavidez.
He's going to have to out-jab Terence Crawford. The jab is what sets up everything for Terence Crawford.
And then Crawford sitting on top with that now southpaw right jab as he comes in with a straight left to the body that scores here.
Crawford got to be careful in lunging. He lunged with that straight left. Benavidez is a good counter puncher.
Bud shakes that off. We're going to take just one short break here and then back to Crawford and Benavidez. Stick around. Counter punching to fire it off. Fire comes at you, you come over with the counter punch that matches up.
Absolutely, and that's how you need to do it. There he is.
And there he goes to the body. It was a left hand to the body from Crawford. Benavidez shakes it off. He says, isn't anything.
Crawford has extreme concentration. He can concentrate for 36 minutes and figure it out in there.
Good exchange.
He says Terence Crawford ducked him. I don't find any evidence of that. But in boxing, the imagined slights are usually more important than the real ones.
Terence Crawford right now trying to get his jab working and trying to pick up the pace on Benavidez.
Jab going from there. There's another body shot that got around the left arm of Benavidez.
Tim, can Crawford also come off the jab and shoot a straight left hand?
He definitely can, but he has to be careful because Benavidez, like I said, is a great counterpuncher. He has a good right hand.
Doubles up the right hand that time, does Crawford. There he works his way to the inside and included yet another body punch.
And here it is again. When you put that peekaboo defense up with those hands up.
The right knee is the knee that was shot. A bullet went through the femoral artery. It fractured the bone.
From Bud Crawford, who has had so much success going to the body in this round, taking control here. One of the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That's Terence Bud Crawford. Trained by Brian McIntyre, a.k.a. Bomac, who's with Bernardo.
Bomac, it seems that Terence is getting his rhythm here. What did you tell him? What do you want for round 4?
I told him to keep his hands up and go behind that double jab because Benavidez will catch the first jab, but he won't catch the second jab. After you throw the second jab, he'll try to cover up. You can get closer to him. So after you get closer to him, then you start going to the body, come back up to the head.
And you said, watch out for that right hand. Tried to go to the body there, but went up top. Now he comes sweeping across that belt line and came up short.
And he's looking to just create things, different angles by switching southpaw.
I got news for you, fellas.
I think he's boxing him beautiful. You know, he's making miss. You know, he can't feel the punch. And look, he's getting hit. Look at that, you know. But of course, you got to go with the crowd, whatever you guys say. But I think he's doing really beautiful. He's going to the body. He's catching him with those straight right hands. Look at that. How can you tell me that? Look.
Sure did. And not running makes a good night for you, the viewer, and these fans here. And by the way, in terms of the way the crowd reacts, they very much knew what they were getting themselves into, so much so to the point that Jose Jr. said, hey, this fight's not going a distance. I can't let that happen here in his hometown.
A little politicking by Jose Sr. there.
And use a little bit more angles and confuse Benavidez.
Perhaps a better test than many imagined for the great Bud Crawford. A guy who sits number one atop so many pound-for-pound fighter in the world list. The guy who was number one pound-for-pound retired.
This is more than most people imagine from Jose Benavidez, but it's not more.
He'll use that jab occasionally, but he'll wait on you and he'll fire some combinations back at you. Great counterpuncher. And he has good speed.
But his sense of himself as a fighter was based on those sparring sessions. He's never been in with anyone like that, except for when he was a kid.
Interesting moment right there as Bud came in and then the right hand came in at a downward angle. Good exchange right in the center of the ring.
And there's a difficulty basing your sense of yourself on sparring, also something that happened almost a decade ago.
Right now, Benavidez is having some success.
He is with that right hand, Tim.
Straight right hand, and also, like the champ said, he's catching Crawford on the way out. Crawford had a tendency of doing so, getting off and coming right back.
Three-punch combination moments ago by Crawford that spiked this crowd here. You saw him double up that left hand. Now he gets right into the kitchen of Benavidez. And he let him go again. Three-punch combination and another right hand to the body from Bud Crawford. As Ward has it, 58-56 for Crawford.
Crawford right now controlling the outside. That's why he's able to land these shots. Looks like the movement of Crawford has Benavidez standing still.
I think that Crawford's fighting a little up, but in terms of stamina, it looks like Benavidez has less.
Well, at this point, all the body shots that Terence Crawford has landed is definitely doing this, making a toe and doing his toe and doing what it's supposed to do.
Bernardo has been monitoring both corners. What can you tell us, Bernie?
Well, Benavidez is doing exactly what his father doesn't want him to do. He wanted him to use the jab in this round, to not step straight back, to be more active. And Bomac called it the round before. He said, I see Benavidez breathing hard, and I think Bud is in a great place.
He came in, and Bud came at him. From Bud Crawford, Tim.
Here it is. Crawford right here, making a miss, making a pace short. Left hand right there. Now Benavidez is willing to cover up right in front of Terence Crawford. That's a huge mistake.
He's tired.
He is tired.
Moments ago, round 8. Is this the start of where Crawford takes control?
I'll tell you what I do see from the facial expressions between rounds. I don't see the same brio, the same confidence, the same type of willingness to attack from Benavidez that I did earlier in the fight.
Covering up like that doesn't work out so well. You know who else notices it? The guy opposite him. Crawford. Three-punch exchange, including a left hand that splits the guard of Benavidez.
And of course,
Crawford comes in. Left hand, right to the body. Good exchange to close out the 8.
Concession that the way to win this fight, in answer to Joe's question, is that right hand coming in.
Andre Ward with an even 6th round. But still Crawford up 78-74. Many ringside have it 5 rounds to 3. Crawford.
Look at the beautiful work by Crawford, changing levels, going downstairs to be able to land some combinations up top like that. Right hook right there. Look at the feet. How he just got out of range right there. Angles out right there. Terence Crawford.
He made the point before, that jab looks good when he throws it right above the knee, walking his dog. Actually, it was a cat, too. It was an exotic $10,000 cat at midnight in Phoenix. Someone targeted him, and he knows it.
Benavidez attack. He's standing right in front of Terence Crawford right now, not really using his jab. I want to see Terence Crawford turn it up a little bit more on Benavidez. He's there to be hit. Nice stinging body shot right there from Crawford.
Put that left hand right to the body. He wants to try to draw him in again. Wasn't successful earlier in doing so. Let's see what Benavidez comes up with here. And Crawford looks to unload. Pushes him back. A right hand came with it from Benavidez.
This is exactly what Crawford needs to do. He needs to stay close, work the body, block and counter.
Benavidez with an offensive output. Crawford comes right back. Short left hook from Benavidez. Benavidez a little more willing here in round number 10. And Crawford always that way. World champion, fat pound for pound elite. In 6 minutes for Benavidez to try to find the answer. Look at the power punches now. Crawford comes into this round having landed 100 of 238 thrown. And that percentage now moves north to 42%.
We talked before about Crawford basically torturing guys who've antagonized him.
Maybe looking at a go for broke 12th round from the undefeated challenger as Crawford brings it a little bit.
There it is again.
Sent off balance.
Check hook.
Well, time is of the essence. He trails well behind on the scorecard. Crawford is easily in control, and he's got 2.5 minutes.
He would become, he's got to sell out right now.
Got to risk everything, right, Tim?
Got to go for it. And he is. He's trying. He's trying to stop Terence and put combinations together to the head and body.
But where is that body shot we saw in the 4th round? Sitting on the ropes and shaking his head is not how we want to end this fight, however.
Oh! Crawford gets him! My, oh my! What a shot! Half a minute!
I believe Terence lands an uppercut. A right uppercut, a punch he never threw.
Let's see how he goes about it. Best in the world. At home. Is he the finisher they all expect him to be? He is. What a huge right hand, and he has done it.
The whole fight, short uppercut. Then he follows up to finish him with a right hook. Benavidez.
Declaring the winner by way of technical knockout, still the undefeated WBO welterweight champion of the world, repping Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Crawford.
Round number 1, and Dre, I offer you this. Among all the analysis, of what could happen in this fight that gives Kell Brook. He has finished guys, whether it is orthodox or southpaw, but in recent years we have seen plenty of Crawford, mostly in the southpaw stance, and wildly effective in doing so. Here he comes out as a righty. And there is that jab from Kell Brook as he goes to the body against the champ.
Brook jabbing extremely well right now, not just to the head, but as you just saw, also to the body.
There he throws the right hand behind it.
Brook has a brilliant 1-2. It's automatic. It's his favorite combination, but his jab right now is landing.
He just scored with it accurately upstairs against Crawford.
And that's what it's about. It's about breaking the timing and the rhythm of Terence Crawford. And you have to do that with your jab. Set it up. The power hand, which is the right hand for Brook.
Crawford looking to close that gap as he goes southpaw for a moment, doubles up the right hand jab, and then comes with a left. Good exchange here as he switches back to righty. Size across the shoulders, across the back. Look at the muscles popping in the upper body of Kell Brook, and the base he has as well, that foundation with the legs.
And see, what I noticed is that Kell Brook is taking a page out of Kavaliauskas. He's being patient. He's waiting. He's looking to counter Crawford. He's trying to get Crawford to commit so he can make him pay.
Jab is giving Crawford a lot of problems right now. You see him thinking.
Fought at this 147-pound limit. He was fighting brilliantly, and then Spence got to him with the power and scored an 11th round TKO with a broken left orbital bone suffered.
You also want to see how Brook takes the shots of Crawford as he starts to land clean, flush shots.
Right now it's a battle of patience. Neither fighter can afford to make a mistake, and as you see, Brook stepped in just a tad bit, and Terence had combinations waiting on him.
Just fired off a right uppercut, did Kell Brook.
Brook has every punch in his arsenal. He has a strong left hook. He also has a straight right hand and a beautiful uppercut. And as you can see, his jab is giving Terence Crawford problems, and Terence goes southpaw.
Crawford switches for one of two reasons. Either he sees something, or what he was doing in the right-handed stance wasn't working.
What do you suspect here, Dre?
I think the latter is true. The right-handed stance wasn't working, and he wants to see if he can get something going from the left-handed stance.
Stop. No.
Engel did not want to travel and then have to quarantine nor come to the United States. So instead, Carlos Formento is the trainer in the corner of Kell Brook. First time they've ever worked together.
I'll tell you one thing that the southpaw stance has done. It's taken the jab away from Kell Brook. You see he's not landing his jab consistently anymore.
Well, when Crawford turns southpaw, he's not even throwing it.
That's what happens. That's what turning southpaw does. But it does allow you to land a right hand like Brook just landed on Crawford right now.
The right hand
hands free.
can be the best weapon against a southpaw. And
That's how Errol Spence had success against Brook. He closed the distance and started to bully Kell Brook. He started to fight him in close. Brook fought back valiantly, but he really didn't have any answers for that.
See Crawford having his moments there.
I see some swelling already. Some swelling already on the right eye of Terence Crawford, in the right hand, right down the middle that just lands for Kell Brook.
And there's a right hand from Crawford.
Crawford has to continue to get his lead foot outside the lead foot of Brook to have success with his offense. That will put him in a safe position to let his combinations go. Beautiful right hand.
And the champ gets to him.
Get over here.
Just like that.
Get over here.
Terence Bud Crawford hits the
6,
gas.
7, 8.
Like a right hook, right on the money, right on the button. And you see the legs right there of Brook as he wobbled back to that corner. Nice finish up right here, combination from Terence Bud Crawford. You know, sometimes your opponent can do the work for you. As you can see, Brook was moving forward. He shot a jab out there. Crawford timed it over the top with a nice, short, I would say jab, hook, jab, hook type.
That's the first knockdown. Remember, the ropes held him up.
Boom. And you know, that shot wasn't even on the chin. That shot was right on the eye, and it had that type of effect on Brook. That shows you what type of devastating punching power Terence Crawford possesses.
One of the best closers in the game. 27 knockouts in his career. Do we have 28 right here?
This fight is also
thundering in. Look at Crawford. Vicious attack to close it.
No.
And he stares him down.
Okay. No.
With his family here, his wife Isha gets that look in his eyes.
At this point, the fight was as good as done because Terence Crawford is one of the best finishers in the game. You can't be hurt like that against Crawford, especially knowing that he had a slow start. He wants to come in here and prove a point and remind everybody why he's atop that list, and that's how you do it. Once again, to your point, Tim, it's not a 3 or 4 round fight. It's a 12-round fight or less. And I wanted to see the reaction from Brook once Terence Crawford landed a clean shot.
Declaring your winner by technical knockout, and still WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford.
All right, here we go. Watch your heads, watch your heads. Punches up, keep him up, okay? Here we go. Walk to me. Walk to me. All right, let me see the gloves. Push. Don't push him down. Here you go. You ready to go, boy? You ready to go? Walk to me. Walk to me. You okay? You want to go, right? Okay, here we go, Bucks. Don't push him, don't push him. That's it.
el vencedor por nocaut técnico, your winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, Terence Crawford.
Or will this be Crawford's statement night? We find out right now. We are underway for the welterweight championship, and Porter comes right out. Stepped right to Terence Crawford and threw a combination.
As we thought he would.
Andre Ward and Tim Bradley with me. Joe Tessitore ringside here in Vegas. Andre, there's a distinct work rate pattern to Terence Crawford in welterweight title defenses. He's economical early. He averages 28 punches thrown in the first round of those fights. That's a low number. It's half the usual welterweight output. Do you believe that makes for a grand opportunity for Shawn Porter if he's too economical?
It can, but that's who Terence Crawford is. He's not going to change tonight unless he's forced to change. It creates a sense of urgency in Crawford, which may draw him into a fight instead of a boxing match.
Wait, fight out there. Stop. Wait. Step back.
This is what's called controlled aggression by Shawn Porter. Not reckless, controlled. Coming behind the jab, staying disciplined, keeping his balance, not lunging forward, inching closer and closer to Crawford.
Crawford kept his composure this whole round. Didn't seem rattled at all. Didn't seem wide-eyed. He's fought in front of big crowds before. He knew Shawn Porter would come forward. It was no surprise to Terence Crawford.
Crawford right now, he's calculating the speed, the distance, before he makes any move.
Well, he has to with a guy that can hit and has timing. Porter's fought a lot of different styles, but he's never fought a lot of different styles in one man. And that's who he's facing tonight. He's facing a southpaw, a guy who fights left-handed, an orthodox fighter, a guy who can box and a guy who can fight, and a guy who can hit. Good shot right there from Shawn Porter.
Shawn Porter responds with the right hand after Crawford threw the right hook.
Those are the surprising combinations that Porter is great at doing. Doesn't matter what position he's in, you got to be cautious and be ready every time he comes in.
Don't punch, step back. Box.
Right hook by Crawford right there got Porter's attention.
Sitting right on top of the orthodox fighter. Porter just able to get away from the uppercut. Good exchange on the inside. Good action here in round two. Crawford lands a right hand. Porter so willing.
Porter got the best of that.
Sure did.
Here come Bud.
Crawford trying to time that backhand for a moment. To the body to finish off an entertaining second round. So both trainers want guys composed, collected, and sticking to the plan. That second round was something. Porter was 12 of 34. Crawford was 11 of 36.
Bomac is going to have to remind Terence Crawford often to not get into a firefight, but to box. Not sure if Crawford's going to listen. And that could be very dangerous against this guy, Terence Crawford.
There it is.
Good eye, Tim.
Ooh. Bud is coming.
To the body with the right hand goes Porter. But saying, you want some of that? You want that kind of exchange? Get that angle where the head comes into play. So there is blood now around the right eye of Shawn Porter. That is not a knockdown.
Doesn't look like much, but Porter had to pick himself off the canvas. That takes some of the energy.
Now the wrestling against the ropes. Tyrese and Little T. Round number 4. Punches through 3, 25-20 Porter.
Ooh. Beautiful, surprising hook right there from Porter.
Coming into this fight, Porter's been cut 11 times. The majority of those cuts have come on the right eye, so there's a lot of scar tissue there. Not surprised that his eye is opened up this early.
It's very noticeable when you're with him. Looks like railroad tracks when you talk to him around that right eye, and now there's blood coming from it.
This is the urgency that I was talking about that Shawn Porter.
Good left hand from Crawford.
Good shot right there to the body. But you see Crawford is not thinking about boxing. He's thinking about fighting.
And then very accurate with the right hand as well. Puts him off balance again, right to the chest.
Accurate. After Terence missed or throws something like that.
As he bounces and then comes forward with the right hand.
What Crawford is having issues with right now is the sneak attacks from Shawn Porter. They're so explosive and so fast that Crawford doesn't have time to compute what's happening, and before he knows it, he's been hit.
Dynamic fight early on. Fascinating fight early on. The athleticism of Shawn Porter. There's another left hand trying to dig underneath as Porter came forward. Crawford's been trying to test that body a bit.
Crawford's doing the right thing by going down to the body, trying to slow down Porter. Hoping that
lunging with the right hand, he gets out of the way, and all of a sudden Porter goes face first into the neutral corner.
Olay, Tess, Olay. Here comes the turn, the pivot.
Short left hand from Crawford as Porter comes out of that position.
Double right hand right there from Porter, sneaks in.
And here Kenny, his father, saying, Shawn, go left, go left. Right now he's circling right, and that is right into the range and the track of the backhand, the power hand of Terence Crawford. Let's look at Andre Ward's card through 4 rounds, 39-37 Porter.
Tess, I could have easily given Crawford one of those first three rounds. Good shot right there from Porter, but Porter would always do just enough to kind of eke out the round, and Crawford would give up that 1 or 2 blows that would seal the round for Shawn Porter in my book.
I would circle the second round as potentially the round that could swing the other way. Terence covering up as Porter tries to get around that guard. Terence smiles at him and pushes him away.
Doesn't matter that it doesn't hurt. Shawn Porter's piling up points.
That's exactly right, Dre.
Porter right now is fighting a perfect fight. Being athletic, using his hand speed, using volume, roughing up Terence on the inside right now. Changing rhythms.
Now at range, trying to place that left hand right to the body. He does a few times. And then goes on the attack to close out the round, does Terence Bud Crawford. Hey, you're letting him come up and just touch you at times. It may not matter to you. You're not being affected, but it matters to the judges. That's exactly what his trainer told him.
Not only the judges, but it's allowing Porter to get into a rhythm, to gain confidence. And it's forcing Bud to press because he knows he's behind, at least on my scorecard.
Look at this from Bud
possibly the official scorecard.
Early on in round 6, as you see the head movement from Porter, but not able to dodge all of it.
Here comes
Porter now comes in. Back and forth they go.
Shawn Porter.
Ooh, good body shot right there, sneak.
He has been able to get that left hand to the body a few times here in the first half of this fight. He's landed 11 body shots has Bud Crawford.
But if you're Terence Crawford, this is what you wanted. You've been arguably the best fighter in the world, give or take 1 through 3 over the last few years. But individuals, critics, fans, they got questions. And Shawn Porter's asking those questions of Terence Crawford tonight. It's a great opportunity for him to answer.
Touch, then power from Crawford. Wide swinging right hand from Porter off the mark. Attempt at the uppercuts from Crawford. Infighting from Porter.
With the opposite hand.
Bud is landing, but Porter's taking the play.
On a night he honors marvelous Marvin Hagler. Fundamentals in this training camp to go up against Crawford. Of getting your hands back, of being in proper position defensively. Round 7.
It's the patience, the athleticism, and sharpness of Porter that's giving problems to Bud.
In that last round, Crawford had a 16-10 connect advantage. Landed 13 power punches. Always willing, right? Hands free, gonna fight. Heard the warning from Celestino Ruiz about leading with the head.
Right now, Shawn Porter has fought the perfect fight. A good mix of fighting, probably less than we thought he was going to do, but good boxing, answering at the right time. His defense has been good. We know that one punch can change it for either guy, but so far, so good for Shawn Porter.
And a critical word there, the descriptive of mixing it up. There's a right hand from Porter.
He hurt.
He closed the gap and landed a right hand, but that is what Porter said the other day. He said he'll never see anybody as athletic, as sharp, but somebody who mixes it up. You have to mix it up against Terence Crawford.
And this is war for Shawn Porter. It's the art of war. Sneak attacks. It's fighting. It's boxing. It's going away when you want me to come forward. It's a little bit of everything that we're seeing right now from Shawn Porter. Crawford has more glaring answers or more glaring questions to answer now than he did before the fight started.
Don't punch, step back. Box.
See, the difference is that when Crawford, when he lands these shots on anybody else, they fall. But the difference is Shawn Porter hasn't failed. He's not going anywhere.
And for what it's worth, fellas, it looked like Crawford, based on their face, their body language, their energy or lack of energy.
Porter landed that right hand in this 7th round.
Ooh.
And as we come to the bell, an opportunity to check in with Mark Kriegel and Max Kellerman. Total punches fairly even. Crawford with a slight edge now, 64-60. Good combination. He catches him coming in. 2-punch combination by Crawford. And so good countering both off the back foot, off the front foot. And now sharpshooting to the head is Crawford. Good start to round number 8 for the champ.
Porter coming in behind the jab.
I don't understand what a swing round is, meaning it literally could go either way.
And it happens often at this level, Trey, right? At this elite level.
Those little shots right there from Shawn Porter are bothersome, and if they hit you right, they can hurt.
Yeah, but again,
Right. Box.
Here, Terence actually talking to Shawn about the headbutt right there. It's that pop jab right off the hip from Porter.
Ooh.
Just missing with the left hand as Porter came in.
Stop, don't punch. I got this.
Terence has to watch that body language because inside he'll turn, he'll do certain things that looks like Shawn Porter is in control and he's bullying.
Lead right hand from Porter. And another one.
Good shot.
Various right hands. Porter's doing exactly what his father told him. Ooh, that body shot right there.
Wow.
Oh,
What
my
a
goodness.
thud from Crawford.
Yeah, that was a body shot, but that was an overhand right from Shawn Porter that definitely got Terence Crawford's attention.
Each man having success. Porter with a couple of right hands. Crawford comes back with a left to the body as he has done a few times. Goes with it again.
That's been missing from Crawford, the jab. He hasn't been on his jab.
He's only landed 21% to this point.
Porter's looking for the overhand right. He's looking to slip in behind the jab.
He found it in the last round. There's a double jab from Crawford.
What Kenny Porter is asking his son Shawn Porter for is separation.
Check hook again from the southpaw.
The fight is close, it's tight. Where's the separation? Raise your game. That's what he's asking for.
Olay.
Crawford able to roll out to the left. Body shot from Porter. Crawford comes back jabbing.
Nice little sneaky body shot from Crawford in the inside right there on the right side of Porter.
He's landed 23 body punches to this point with a minute to go in round 9.
Looks like Porter wants to take a round off and Crawford needs to take advantage.
Left hand to the body again and again. Lead left hand from Crawford.
Porter resorting back to his old ways, lunging forward, coming behind the jab, lunging forward, put his head down, boom. Crawford meets him with a nice short uppercut on the inside.
As Porter keeps taking those steps forward.
Ooh.
Going underneath with the left hand to the body. Body work in that last round and the short uppercut that we showed. There are the body punches. 28, and there is the knockdown scored in round 10 by the champ.
Told you Shawn Porter makes too many mistakes lunging forward like that. Boom, hit with an uppercut. Terence stepped right to the side, created an angle for himself, avoided those punches. Step back, double step back. There you go.
And then the end of the fight. Seeing what could be behind that jab. There's a combination. There's a lead left hand. Porter looks good on his feet, but not coming forward and firing at Crawford for the moment. There's the overhand right, and another combination. Beautiful work by Crawford. Magnificent accuracy by the champ. He does damage. Kenny's on the apron, and he's stopping the fight. His father says it's over. Terence Crawford has just stopped Shawn Porter. And watch this combination, Dre.
Well, you see Crawford doing what he does best, finish.
Oh.
He got that right hook in there. Not a shot he really landed thus far up until this point. It's a heavy, heavy shot for any fighter to take, especially this late in the fight. Here we see a half step back. Boom, that's his signature shot that Terence lands. He missed that, but he came back with the right hook, and it landed flush. Down goes Shawn Porter, and I think Kenny Porter stopped the fight, not necessarily because of what happened, but what was to come. Terence Crawford is the best finisher in the game, and he knew that it wasn't going to get any better for Shawn Porter, especially if Shawn wasn't himself and was dazed in the head and tried to keep off a guy like Terence Crawford.
Hey, do you want to do? Yes. Step back a little. Give me a glove. Give me a glove. Give me a glove.
Kenny was already up on the apron.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 21 seconds in round number 10. A referee in charge, Celestino Ruiz, stops the contest upon request of the corner. He is the winner by way of technical knockout and still the undefeated WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence Crawford.
Okay, gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch him up.
He has, it's very rare, he has equal skills from both stances and equal power. You don't have to prepare for one style, you have to prepare for multiple styles when you face Terence Bud Crawford.
That's exactly what he's doing, and he just took the jab downstairs on Crawford. You rarely ever see guys go to Crawford's body.
The glaring difference right now for me are not the hands, but the feet. Terence Crawford has educated feet, trained feet. Kavaliauskas doesn't. He likes to be still. They're not very quick. He doesn't really have a lot of creativity down low.
Doubling up that jab is Crawford. He will range find a bit. By the way, long arms and always can maximize his range on that frame. Crawford's last fight was right here on April 20th. That was the TKO against the former super lightweight world champion Amir Khan. And he started fast that night. Remember, he scored a knockdown in the first round with a right hand. Khan is faster, more experienced, more skilled than Kavaliauskas, but Kavaliauskas is more sturdy, far sturdier fighter, stronger. Doesn't have the wear and tear and the miles on the odometer or been through what Khan had been through prior to that point.
And that's why Crawford started fast in that fight, because the scouting report on Amir Khan was that he couldn't take a shot.
That's the second right hand that I've seen from Kavaliauskas. You know, when you're fighting a southpaw, that's the punch you're looking for. You're looking for the right hand. And Kavaliauskas took the first one downstairs, and right there, he just tried one up top, and just a little bit off the mark.
See Crawford masterful with that range, isn't he?
I like the patience of Kavaliauskas. He's not rushing in there. He doesn't want to get countered. You know, he's taking his time, trying to get Terence Crawford comfortable.
Terence trying to touch him with that left hand to the body. Patient Kavaliauskas, see if he takes that nudge forward and fires off that jab again.
I like the patience of Kavaliauskas as well, too. Even though his feet aren't fast, he understands his range and where he needs to be. He's landing some good jabs, and he's in this fight, and he's thinking just like Crawford's thinking.
I don't know if that's a good thing, because you don't want a sharpshooter like Crawford to be sitting back thinking. You know, he should. Oh,
good exchange that time. Right hand came in.
Terence Crawford pulled straight out, threw a combination, left his head right in the middle, pulled straight back, and was hit with the right hand from Kavaliauskas.
And remember, Kavaliauskas said to us, I can't leave any punches in the ring. You have to take advantage of the few opportunities that come your way. That was an opportunity, and he took advantage. Well done by Kavaliauskas. Coming to the end of round 2 here. Welterweight championship fight at Madison Square Garden.
needs to shorten those shots up if he wants to step inside.
So best work we've seen so far in the early goings goes to the challenger from Lithuania.
Well, Kavaliauskas is a two-time Olympian. He knows how to fight. He knows how to deal with styles. He's no slouch. He's undefeated for a reason.
Olympic Games in 2008 and 2012. The #1 challenger in the WBO.
See, the patience of Kavaliauskas is getting to Terence right now. He thought he was getting a bull. Right now, he's getting a smart, methodical Kavaliauskas. A guy that went back to the drawing board after that draw against Ray Robinson.
Yeah, that can throw you off when you see a guy who's always aggressive, and then all of a sudden he's waiting and playing this, this chess game with you. It takes a moment to kind of wrap your brain around that and make.
Oh, Kavaliauskas comes forward, and Bud Crawford was hurt. And they're ruling that a slip. But Kavaliauskas came straight ahead and pulled the trigger and got Bud Crawford.
There he is, Crawford pulling straight back with his hands extended.
Crawford's hurt from that shot, y'all.
What do we have here? A stunning development early in round 3 here.
It's the patience of Kavaliauskas. That's what's getting to Terence. Terence wants to get to him. He must be smart.
A right hand from Kavaliauskas.
And Terence,
the beauty of this game, all it takes is one punch. There's always a puncher's chance.
When Terence is counterpunching, he's coming out too wide. That's the reason why he's getting countered short by Kavaliauskas.
I got to disagree a little bit, Tim. I think it's just in the exchanges. That's where Kavaliauskas is having his best work, is in the exchange. We know Terence is not afraid to exchange. That's when Kavaliauskas is timing him and landing clean shots.
But Terence is coming out a little bit too fat with those punches.
He's actually catching Terence on the way in, though.
Watch your speed, watch your speed.
That's how he did it in the second round as well with the right hand.
Pulling back with his hands down.
And now Crawford looks to exchange and pop a right hand. And now Crawford goes to the body. And look at the action we have here in round 3 as Kavaliauskas, another exchange. Simply the grappling with the arms. The feet never got tied up, but it was ruled a slip. It most likely should have been ruled a knockdown for Kavaliauskas, but still, now in back-to-back rounds, good work with the right hand for the upset-minded title challenger, and the power punches through 3 rounds. Kavaliauskas is landing 42% as they exchange here, and Crawford's landing 30%. He had a 19-10 power connect edge through 3.
So
let's check in with Bernardo.
Terence was not hurt. He's good. He recovered well. I didn't think it was a knockdown. All he needs to do is keep his hands up and not get caught in those exchanges.
That's the report from the corner of Crawford. There was another right hand moments ago from Kavaliauskas. Remember, he's in that southpaw stance, and the right hand is the southpaw killer. That's
right.
what does damage against southpaws. Perhaps Terence should go back orthodox.
I think Crawford is eating before he's setting the table. We talked about that earlier, Joe Tess. I'm not sure why he's been standing in front of Kavaliauskas all night long. I anticipated, and I think Kavaliauskas anticipated Crawford moving, boxing, and then trying to come to him mid to late in the fight. I think Crawford's doing a little bit too much too soon.
Crawford right now is picking up the tempo on
He sure is. He's willing to trade. Look at this.
Don't hold behind the head. Don't do that.
These right hands have now brought out the fight in Crawford.
That's right.
They are exchanging in the middle of the ring.
Crawford right now didn't like the way the first half of the fight or the first part of this fight is going. And now he's stepping up the tempo on Kavaliauskas, and he's trying to push him back.
I appreciate the bite down in Crawford, but I still think it's too early. I don't like the 50-50 exchanges, especially with a guy like Kavaliauskas who has his feet planted and he's getting that big right hand off and he's landing it.
50-50 exchanges when you're this level of world champion. They give the underdog a great chance. Sweeping body shot from Bud Crawford. This crowd is loving this title fight already. The unexpected drama thanks to the right hands of Kavaliauskas. Crawford was looking to time that left hand. Nothing quite like a world title fight at Madison Square Garden. And then you add in the fact that the upset-minded challenger has come out red hot. Kavaliauskas has landed a couple big right hands, and now you can hear the buzz. People wondering, how will this play out? Bud Crawford, who is used to dominating the competition, has a guy coming to him now. And Andre Ward's scorecard has it 2 rounds apiece. Bud takes the first round, likely takes the last, but the second and third round when Kavaliauskas landed flush with the right hands. In the last 2 rounds, Kavaliauskas is enjoying a 37-24 edge in punches landed. There are the power punches where he has a 31-21 connect advantage.
Test right now. Crawford wants to be first. That's what he's doing right now, and he wants to be last. He wants to start the exchanges, and he also wants to finish the exchanges.
I don't like this game plan right now from Crawford. He's fighting fire with fire. He's getting hit with shots he shouldn't be getting hit with this early in the fight. Kavaliauskas has only been 10 rounds 2 times, never been 12. Why not weaken him, get him a little bit,
I agree.
Fatigued, and then start standing there and exchanging if that's what you want to do. Too much, too soon for Crawford.
It's called go to the body, Dre. Go to the body. Slow down the stronger fighter.
If you're Kavaliauskas, keep doing what you're doing.
Kavaliauskas just got to let his hands go, Dre. That's all he got to do. Every time Crawford gets close, he needs to just let those bombs go. He's hurt right now. Kavaliauskas is hurt with that shot.
And Bud senses it here. A minute to go in round 5. Bud Crawford, here he is stepping to the challenger, who just moments ago was filled with hope. And now he's willing to come forward with a right hand.
Crawford just sniffed something out. He sniffed him out. He knows that he don't like the pressure.
And let me tell you something, Crawford doesn't mind this at all.
But he got to be careful.
Combination comes in from Crawford. He has taken control here in this 5th round.
Crawford may have just turned the tide in that last round, and he could out-will and out-tough even a strong-willed tough guy. But when you stop doing the things that got you there, you become ordinary in those respects. And Crawford fighting out of the southpaw stance, Kavaliauskas' best shot is the right hand against the southpaw in this fight. Why hasn't he turned orthodox?
And why doesn't New York use instant replay? I thought what happened earlier was a knockdown. First time I recall Crawford being hurt since 2014 in Gamboa.
It was absolutely a knockdown, clearly a knockdown.
No, you would know his psyche as well as anybody's, Ray. It was an excellent visit you had with him recently. I know he's got great respect for everything you've done in your career.
Nice change up from Terence Crawford. Led with the straight left and came with the nice little right hand jab. Beautiful combination. Crawford got to be careful. Every time he shoots a shot,
let him go. Stop.
Kavaliauskas is answering.
He was sitting on a hook.
Really impressed with the timing of Kavaliauskas.
Yes.
I am too. That has been why he's had his moments of success tonight. Coming to the halfway point of now this greatly intriguing welterweight championship fight. Back here at Madison Square Garden, Joe, Tim, and Dre ringside with you. Bernardo, our ace reporter. Round number 7. Terence Bud Crawford, 35-0 with 26 knockouts against the Mean Machine, Kavaliauskas, who was coming off of a mediocre performance after rising up the rankings and then becomes the #1 challenger, unbeaten himself, but a big underdog, and yet he has fought about as good a fight as he can fight to this point. Bernardo is in the corner of Terence Crawford with Brian McIntyre.
Bomac, what are you asking for Terence to do to take control of this fight?
I'm looking for him so he can get more rhythm, so he can be a little bit more dangerous. Right now, he don't got no rhythm, but it looked like he might be coming into it now.
Is he emotional in this fight because he got tagged in that second round?
No, he's not.
There's a combination that lands right there from Kavaliauskas.
I think he liked this competition.
What about turning to the south, from the southpaw to the orthodox stance?
Once he feel it, he'll go to it.
You're not asking him for it?
No, once he feel it, he'll go to it.
Thank you very much, Bomac.
Does that surprise you that the trainer is saying it's on the fighter?
It is on the fighter, Joe, because I think they're telling Terence the right things. They had a game plan, and I'm not sure this was the game plan, but sometimes as a fighter, you're stubborn. You just don't want to box. You want to fight. Tim, you know a little something about that? Listen, I know a little something about that, and that's what we're seeing from Crawford tonight. You can't explain it. It just happens. You don't want to move. You don't want to box. You just want to compete and fight, and that's what Crawford's doing.
No, it's fun to watch, that's for sure.
Crawford's had success when he's marching forward and punishing Kavaliauskas to the body.
And again, I'm not sure from Kavaliauskas if I do anything different.
Look at that. Look at that. That's what you got to do right there.
There's a left uppercut from Crawford. He steps right into that kitchen.
He's smelling it now. He's orthodox now. He smells the knockout.
And now, as a righty, Crawford comes in. There's a three-punch combination from the champ. Oh, and Kavaliauskas comes back and lands a combination zone. And Crawford just nails him. 20 seconds remains, round number 7. Kavaliauskas goes down. You want to fight? Here comes Bud.
One of the best finishers in boxing.
Looking for the uppercut, straight right hand. Oh, he's got Kavaliauskas hurt here. Looking to finish him here in the final seconds of round 7. Kavaliauskas willing to trade. My, oh my, is that good stuff.
Terence has felt the punching power of Kavaliauskas. He's not being fazed by it. He's going to step to him the rest of the way.
And you heard Brian McIntyre, a.k.a. Bomac, his longtime mentor and trainer, say to him, are you comfortable staying right-handed? The answer is yes, and that is how he did damage in that 7th round. Good work doubling up the left hand from Kavaliauskas. Bud did have the right arm pinned, trying to block most of that with the elbow. Kavaliauskas willing to work on the inside.
I think that's a ploy from Crawford. He just wants to get Kavaliauskas opening up. Crawford is looking right now for that opening, and he's going to explode here in just a few seconds.
Well, you can see him ready to snap with that jab. There's that right hand that Bud wants to land.
Yeah, but if Bud starts at the body, the head will be open.
He just did. He had a sweeping left hand to the body and then came upstairs. And now Kavaliauskas right in the kitchen with a combination, including the left hand. Double right uppercut from Crawford.
A little lean forward from Kavaliauskas. Crawford made way with 2 uppercuts in the inside.
Fan-friendly fight with these two. And the champ made a decision to have it that way, responding to what happened in the 2nd and 3rd round from the title challenger. He smiles and shakes it off and then goes with a 4-punch combination.
But all those shots are to the head. He needs to get those shots down to the body to bring the hands down to Kavaliauskas.
And now back to that southpaw stance where he splits the guard with a left hand. You can see Crawford talking into that right ear of Kavaliauskas as he pushes him back into that blue corner.
Attitude. Can't teach that.
Kavaliauskas got to let that right hand go. As soon as Terence Crawford gets close, he needs to throw a right hand, a looping right hand. He needs to throw a shot at Crawford to back him up off of him.
He's throwing, he just ain't backing him up.
Crawford very comfortable standing right in front, punching between punches. as Kavaliauskas drives him straight back and ties up. And that'll get him through round number 8. The last 2 rounds, Crawford has a 50-38 edge in punches landed. Round number 9.
Crawford took that last round off, and
he's got a rhythm to him right now.
He's back.
Oh, a lunging left hand that backs up Kavaliauskas. Then an uppercut, an absolutely brilliant uppercut.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Terence Crawford made up his mind, and I'm gonna stop you for hurting me, and I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to get that done, whether I'm in a southpaw stance or the right hand stance. And Kavaliauskas felt every bit of Terence Crawford tonight, and he realized that there's levels to the game, and this dude has an intensity that's different than most.
And here's the end of the fight. Terence Crawford again attacking with that looping left hand. It was available for him earlier, and here it is again. Nice little uppercut coming around. Down goes Kavaliauskas.
Remember, he is one of the best closers in the business. Let's watch how he does it here. One punch, that's it. Bud Crawford, title defense.
Got to get that last punch. Beautiful right hook right here.
Yeah, that hurt.
Right on the ear.
That hurt.
And down goes Kavaliauskas, and that was the end of the fight right there.
He is the winner by way of technical knockout, and still the undefeated WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford.
The great challenge to take on the simply sublime, excellently skilled Terence "Bud" Crawford. We are underway for the world title fight. Crawford and Horn. And let it be noted, Robert Byrd, the 3rd man inside the ropes, the veteran referee, so credible, but a concern raised by the camp of Jeff Horn this week because there's a tendency for Byrd, Robert Byrd, the referee, to break fighters on the inside as he does right now. And the Horn camp wants to be able to get work done on the inside.
There you go. You see right there, right out the gate, Terence is controlling distance. Every time Horn steps in, he gets out just for enough, and he tries to counter just like there.
Getting after it pretty early here.
That's a good plan. It's a check hook because Horn lunges in just like that with his head.
Oh, Horn comes in with a right hand that lands flush on Crawford.
And that's the shot I'll be worried about early on with Crawford. Sometimes he gets hit early on with big shots. And that, you saw Horn drop low like he was going to the body and loop a looping right hand and caught Crawford backing out.
Comes back in, and there's Crawford that does check that right hand hook from that southpaw position.
But one of the things that Horn does well is he throws his combinations, and guess what? He finishes them as well. It doesn't matter if he gets hit or not. He's going to finish his combination, and that's dangerous for Crawford.
It's also noticeable, especially compared to last summer, Tim, and we understand the weight issue yesterday on the scale for Jeff Horn. His body has changed. He's far more muscular and cut up than the Jeff Horn that defeated Manny Pacquiao.
Absolutely. He's strong. He put some muscles on.
He's been working with a nutritionist. He definitely has a different body. Not as skinny as he quite thought.
Terence off the mark right there. It's hard to judge Horn's movement. Horn just doesn't attack straight on. He does every now and then, but he gives you a lot of movement in front. Different looks. See him switching up, going to the outside. That's what Horn is pretty good at, disguising his attacks.
It's a contrast in styles. It's also a contrast in the type of characters they are. One guy came to the sport because he was bullied mercilessly. The other guy got tossed out of at least 5 schools for basically being a bully.
Well, it's funny, he was being bullied. Now he's trying to be the bully in the ring.
I don't know if that's
ironic.
Irony or destiny.
Pretty good looking opening round here, and good exchange there as Crawford able to land. Round number 2.
Here's Horn coming in, trying to land the right hand.
And there was that opportunity for that right hook
Watch your head,
as Horn came charging in.
The way you beat a softball, you got to land that right hand. It's kryptonite to a softball. Straight right hand, looping right hand. Change the trajectory on it. Go down to the body, to the head. Loop the shot sometimes. Terence still having a hard time finding that rhythm. See, he can't even land that jab right now. And every time Horn steps in, he likes to body up with you, throw you off balance. Don't allow you to let your combinations or your counters go. He gets close to you.
Left hand to the body from Crawford. Shot that last round from Bud Crawford. That was the signature punch of that second round.
That's great. That's how you weaken the stronger guy. Or a bigger guy like Horn.
Undoubtedly a bigger guy. Naturally the bigger man. Not the better athlete, not the more skilled fighter. Thus the left hand that landed moments ago with the reaction time of Crawford. It's a left hand that comes in from Horn, and then they tie up on the inside again. Is somebody willing to work free?
All right, now you see the transition. Terence now, he was walking forward. He sees that Horn doesn't fight that well bagging up. When you put pressure on him, there are holes and opportunities. He can't get greedy though. Horn will fire back at him.
There's Horn trying to get to work on that belt line on the inside. Robert Bird's going to earn his paycheck tonight, that's for sure, the referee. Trying to come with a left uppercut as Horn came forward. End of 2 in our world title fight. There's been so many feature stories done on him. The book on Jeff Horn, major motion picture coming out. All that centering on the relationship of trainer to fighter. That time he came forward and Bud nailed him.
Right hook.
Charging in with a right hand, and now they exchange in the middle of the ring.
With another look at it right here. Terence following him out.
Bud, more the aggressor that time, doubling up the jab, trying to come with a straight left hand. Horn fires back. Good stuff here.
Now Terence sees the opportunity that once he counters, Horn steps back with his hands down to try to reset. And he's following him out with combinations at times. Great adjustment.
Horn throws his punches, falls in, and looks to sort of bully on the inside.
There was another right hand from Horn that came in there.
He's sniping him on the way in.
Stop.
And for an American audience, the perception of Horn is formed against Manny.
Correct.
And what Crawford says is, do not mistake me with Manny Pacquiao. I am bigger, I am stronger, I am in my prime.
There is Miss Deborah, Bud Crawford's mother. Outstanding feature story on ESPN.com, written by our Mark Kriegel this week, detailing the dynamic relationship between Deborah and her son, and all that Bud Crawford overcame to arrive to this mountaintop of a career.
There it is. Terence Crawford followed him out with straight punches.
Horn willing to still come through the front door. Makes it fun, doesn't it? Snapping that jab is Crawford off the right hip. Straight in his Horn again. He only knows one way, and it is a fan-friendly, TV-friendly style.
See those heads come together?
Yep. Remember, cuts are always a concern with Jeff Horn.
If you recall, Horn got cut in training camp last time, sparring with headgear.
That was 3 weeks prior to his December title defense. Just falling forward that time. Defensive flaw. Crawford couldn't take advantage, but a left hand hits the mark. And now a pop jab. And a good left hand and a combination from the American.
Well, you know who's more fundamentally sound? It's Terence Crawford. He's making Horn pay for all his mistakes, dropping his hands, moving out at distance, close range.
Excellent round from Bud Crawford.
And you see the swelling already over the right eye.
You got some blood over the right eye.
Dropping his hands as he's pulling away. And Terence is smart enough to follow him and land that 1-2.
They put a grease on that brow of the right eye of Jeff Horn. Round number 4 for the welterweight championship. CompuBox tallying things up. The power punches in the last round, dominating round for the American Bud Crawford, landing 17 power punches, 46 of those he's thrown. We noted that earlier in our tail of the tape. If there is one stat you look at with Bud Crawford, it's his accuracy of power punches. He's dynamic with it.
As the fight go on, fighters weaken. And those are your opportunities when you land shots that you were landing earlier. Guess what? They hurt a lot more.
Let him go, Jeff, let him go.
Later on in the fight.
I mean, there's nothing that Horn is doing here that's going to slow down Bud Crawford later in the fight. He's not working the body. And if you look at his back, he's a welterweight.
Broad and muscular. He also has reach just beyond his measurable height. Another good lead left hand from the Nebraskan. And he looks confident right now.
He'll be slow and steady.
Tim Bradley and Mark Kriegel ringside.
And now it is Bud Crawford and Vasily Lomachenko who vie for that title to be called the world's best. Tonight would be a crowning achievement to become a 3-division champion if Crawford keeps up like this. Good start to round number 5.
Crawford's sharp right now, just sharp shooting. From the outside, he wants to stay right in front of him, blocking counter, capitalize on all the mistakes Horn is doing. Horn is not even using his jab, guys, to get in.
He'd never endured a 9th round as Horn did against Pacquiao. And with this skill level you're seeing with Bud Crawford, now you see why.
Well, Bud Crawford don't want to be here. If he's there, he wants to be there. He shouldn't be on the ropes like that. He's comfortable, he's in control. He knows his range now. Now he's executing his attack. He's winning every aspect of the ring right now. Inside, middle, outside, even a wrestling battle.
And there is the wrestling battle that Robert Byrd will bring to an end and then bring these guys together.
You hold him, don't do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Jeff Horn's breathing heavy.
Horn said, I'll test his soul. I think it's quite the opposite. I think that Crawford is testing Horn's soul.
He's pushing him around. You can see that redness above the right eye as he sends back Horn. Crawford's in control here in round 5, giving the best of the Aussie. And now this thing's getting real ugly.
You okay? All right, let's go.
There was so much talk from the Horn camp. Some of it bothering Bud Crawford, saying it's just stupid. It's silly what's being said. He got the sense yesterday when we met with Bud Crawford, he wasn't in a good mood. There was a nastiness to his disposition.
Crawford tries to be dispassionate or pretend nothing bothers him. I think inside he's one of these guys who needs to feel deeply personal. He needs to feel some affront.
You've talked about the dichotomy of somebody who's a great humanitarian, who's gone off and doing charitable efforts in Africa compared to the guy who gets in this ring.
Yeah, he enjoys hurting you.
End of story. Simply said Mark Kriegel. And right now, he is hurting Jeff Horn. Glenn Rushton says to Jeff Horn, Tim Bradley, when you go, you gotta really go. Get after it. Everything changes, he reminds him, when something good happens. That's exactly what happened in the 10th round against Manny Pacquiao when he was almost TKO'd in the 9th.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes you can tell your fighter to go into harm's way, and guess what? You put him in danger zone. I think him, by doing so, by just rushing in, leaping in like that, you see Terence get out. Too slick, too smart for that.
He also said, I want to see broken rhythm pressure. Explain that to us.
Broken rhythm pressure is basically moving in and out, herky-jerky type of style. You know, giving him different looks, giving him different fronts, thinking he's going to attack him, coming straight in, then coming off to the side with something. So just give him to see how he's dropping low. And then he attacks, changing levels.
All right, stop.
That's all part of broken rhythm. Don't stay the same. Keep moving, doing something different.
I thought Pacquiao, the Horn fight, came up against the limits of his size and his age. right now Horn is coming up, at least against Crawford, the limits of his talent. Horn can do one thing.
And that's come forward.
And he's paying the price for it now.
He's trying. I mean, he's giving his best foot forward.
Rushton says you just got to land a few shots. It's a lot easier said than done, even on the inside.
Good uppercut that time from Bud Crawford. The left hand landed. Good body shot as well. Remember, he scored his undisputed championship with a body shot knockout of Julius Indongo.
Yes, and I want to see more body punches from Terence.
Let him go, Jeff. Let him
He'll
go.
weaken Horn
Put your
even
hands down.
more
Let's
if he
go.
landed
Punch
more
it out.
body shots. He hit him with the chin shots. He's taking the well, but those body shots will have an effect later on.
One of the things you're seeing with Crawford is a guy who's completely at home with whatever the terms of combat are. You want to go inside? You try to like rough me up? Okay, I'm good there. You want to be in the middle of the ring? Okay, I'm good there.
I told y'all it was like fighting the Black Panther in there. No, he was no joke when I sparred him. Now he's going downstairs.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
That took the air out of Horn right there. And you see,
that was the Indongo shot, something very close to that.
Here we go. When you get to the championship rounds, you'll see what those body shots will do or have done. If it goes that long.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Halfway through the title fight. And Crawford in control. You mentioned the Black Panther and making your analogy. Chadwick Boseman is sitting ringside for this fight on ESPN+. Good to have the award-winning actor with us. Mark Wahlberg also here tonight, as is Rick Ross and many NFL stars to come see the great Bud Crawford.
See a sense of urgency in Horn. He's trying hard. He landed a couple of, I think it was like jabs on Terence early on. Surprised Terence with those shots.
We heard Glenn Rushton say, "You can do this, Jeff. You can do this." Bernardo, what is Bomac saying in the corner of Crawford?
Bomac just wants Terence to keep working that body, wear him down, and that's all he wants.
Timmy, you say you want to see more of that. Mark?
Yes, ooh, look, the head almost come quick. But you see how Terence got his head out the middle right away and leaned back.
But it was worth noting that Rushton gave him a motivational speech, not a strategic speech in the corner.
I think that's a very good note by you, because I think it demands it at this moment.
But it also means that he's out of strategic options.
Correct. They need to will something to happen.
Yes.
They need that miracle. They need to find that magic that they found somehow late against Pacquiao. But this isn't Manny Pacquiao in the autumn of his career. This is a prime Bud Crawford.
They need Terence to make a mistake. And I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't see that often out of Crawford. He is fundamentally sound, and he is athletically superior.
Yes, he is. Horn having a little success right there with that double right hand. He lands it again on Crawford as Crawford leans into the line of fire with that right hand.
Good short work on the inside with that left hand from Crawford.
See, everything is all set up by the jab from Crawford.
Lead left hand from Crawford, and you just don't see Jeff Horn with that desire to come downhill every attempt as he did in rounds 1, 2, and 3.
We call that lead left hand that he threw. He threw the jab and then threw the lead left hand and followed with a jab, a changeup, just like baseball. You don't see that combination also.
Get your hands free. Get your hands free. Let him go, Jeff. You got him hooked. Let him go.
Goes with the left hand to the body as well. And then as Horn stepped forward, another left hand that connects to the body. Oh, left uppercut nearly tagged him solid as he came forward that time. And the Pacquiao controversy that ensued. In terms of the contract for this fight, it was demanded by the Horn camp that an Australian judge would be here in Vegas, and that is the case with Adam Pike. Then
neck,
there is
get off
Burt
his neck.
Clements, the veteran, incredible U.S. judge, and the third judge is Guido Cavalieri from Italy. An American, an Italian, and an Australian are judging this fight ringside.
I don't think it's going to come down to the judges, nor is it going to come down to the referee, who's the subject of so much debate. What would Robert do? What would Robert Byrd do? I think that Crawford has actually nullified that. It's not that they're not allowed to clinch and to hold. It's just that Crawford has actually had his way at the part of the fight that was supposed to be Horn's greatest advantage.
Speaking of referees, we have one of the veterans sitting with us ringside tonight. Joe Cortez is our ESPN Plus unofficial judge, and he sees a clean sweep for Crawford.
Crawford switched back right-handed. And he did that because he wanted to land that left hook to the body.
Let him go,
And he did.
Punch and get out.
As he has placed left hands all night long. Now orthodox is Bud Crawford. There is the left hook, and this is where he can be most dangerous, Mark.
When Crawford goes to the right hand, that's when he's looking for the knockout.
Let's see if he finds it here. Just over a minute to go in round number 8.
All right, step up. You good.
From that right hand stance now. That right hand's his power punch. That left hook is deadly. There it is as it backs up Jeff Horn. And now back to southpaw for Omaha's best.
How's the right hand right there that snuck in?
Horn trying to be aggressive for a moment, Timmy, to your point.
Yeah, it was a right hand. He kind of lunges forward, brings his back foot forward like there.
Watch your head.
And he throws the right hand. And occasionally, Crawford will see him lay on that left side.
Punching between punches and a flush left hand. And here comes Bud on the attack. Half minute to go in round 8. Can he finish him? Strafing shots to the head. Horn is hurt. Body shot lands with the right hand as well. Off balance is the Aussie. Left hand came just short.
I got up. Got 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Oh, nearly floored him there on the bell of a dominating 8th round by Bud. 2-division world champion Bud Crawford against the welterweight champion Jeff Horn. Will he soon be a 3-division champion?
With a round like that in evidence, if you're Glenn Rushton and you love your fighter, how long do you let this thing go on?
He's a tough guy, is Horn.
He's the champion. You let it go on.
He got caught with a left hand, thrown off balance again. Remember, round number 9, that was the round when Pacquiao nearly got rid of him as well. But Horn fought back, dominated the finish of that fight to go on and win a controversial decision.
Good point, but if there's no strategic alternative, if it's just motivational speak,
yeah,
good luck.
Yeah,
exactly.
Young man worked hard to get the title. Let him fight it out.
Let him out. Punch and get out.
You never know when you're going to cash a lottery ticket, too, in this game.
That's the beauty about boxing. Only takes one punch.
He has been thoroughly dominated. He has been hurt. He has been outclassed. But all it takes is one go of it. And he's still coming forward.
Yeah, Crawford knows he's weakening. He's stepping to him. He knows that he doesn't have the power on his punches like he did early in the fight. So now he's stepping to him and he's making him pay every chance he gets.
Just a note, Rushton's had this guy since he was 19 years old. He helped him become a man. He's helped him immeasurably in his life. At some point, it's not even about tonight. It's about 5 years from now. It's about 10 years from now. You saw his wife and his kid at ringside. It's a consideration. And if he can't win the fight, it's something. I'm not expecting Jeff Horn to quit, but I'm expecting his corner to at least factor that in. I don't think we're there yet.
I mean, I get you, but
it's a consideration.
I disagree because he's still in there fighting. He's still in there trying. Terence is sharpshooting right now.
Big left hand, right hook, uppercut, sends him back. Another left hand and a knockdown score.
8. Good. Come to me.
He is tough for anybody in the welterweight division.
We have been blessed on ESPN to watch Vasily Lomachenko. You just saw Bud Crawford. Who's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world? 40 seconds to go here in round number 9. Let's see what Crawford does with it. Here he comes. Backs him up with a left hand again. Horns in the corner. Uppercut lands. Crawford on the attack. That's it. It's over. It's over. We celebrated an undefeated triple count winner in New York today, and now a triple division world champ here in Vegas. Bud Crawford on top of the world. Just awesome right now. Let's make it official. They are ready to party here in Vegas for the kid from the US of A.
The winner by TKO victory, and now the new undefeated WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence Bud Crawford.
Heck of a way to welcome somebody to the country by giving them the 3rd best fighter in the world, at least in my estimation.
Good-looking counter left hand from Crawford as Indongo lunged in.
One other thing that Crawford is that you missed, he's faster.
Crawford, one of the best switch hitters in the game, can do it either way. Comes out, as Teddy said, he's going to meet fire with fire and be in that southpaw stance. But he has equal power no matter which stance he's in.
Indongo to me right now just looks a little tight. A little tighter than he was in his first 2 fights on the road, fighting and defending his belt.
Remember, he won his first world title with a first-round knockout.
You know, we talk about all these talents, all these abilities. Who's got the physical strength? Who has the size, the length, the speed, all those things. But one thing that shouldn't be missed that I think favors Crawford, the intellect.
On paper, it's a 3-inch height advantage. There's a swinging, swiping left hand from Indongo. Crawford gets right back into the kitchen and the crowd reacts.
Faster hand from Crawford.
No doubt about it.
And more explosive. Power's there for Indongo, don't get me wrong. But it's wider power. It's blunt power. The sharper power. The more concise punches, Crawford.
And I think just overall, Crawford is just more settled. And when you're settled as a fighter, you can think better, you can implement your game plan better, and you'll see the shots that you need to land. Good shot from Crawford right there, but Indongo still just a little tight for my taste.
And then on the back end, a right hand to the body, and that's going to be a knockdown score.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you okay? You want to continue? Give me your glove.
Knockdown right here. Right hand to the body. You're going to see the left hand coming up right there behind the ear.
That's a great point. Let's see how he reacts.
Terence Crawford is a great finisher.
And perhaps a little too willing is Indongo here. Half-minute left in the 2nd round.
Indongo still looking a little unsure about what he wants to do offensively.
Left uppercut tried to split the guard. Indongo came forward that time. But you can see some doubt, to your point, Andre. He is fat with those left hands, Teddy. There is opportunity throughout the night.
Yeah, you can handle those fat punches if you Crawford 2 different ways. Punch in between them.
Another knockdown score with a vicious body shot. Oh my, what a body shot.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Bud Crawford is the undefeated, undisputed champion of the world.
Talking about with fat punches, you can punch in between them. And that's exactly what Crawford did. Just watch. Wide punches create holes. There's a big hole underneath. Left hand to the body by the southpaw of Crawford. Right hook misses. Left hand to the body. The follow-up doesn't. Young fighters out there, that's the benefit of combination punches.
Declaring the winner by way of knockout, still undefeated. And now, the undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world.
You both know exactly what I expect. Please give the fans a good, hard, clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Right. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Crawford in this fight. Now we're going to see what Molina has and how he chooses to fight Crawford.
The ironic thing about John Molina, Barry, is the fact that his worst defeat was when he was knocked out. He's knocked out in 44 seconds by Antonio DeMarco because he's the big slugger. He's the big knockout guy, right? But he went out that night against a guy who's not really that hard a hitter, I don't think, DeMarco. At least he hasn't established it that, and he was taken out. So let's go. I was just going to say, let's see if Crawford tries for a quick one.
Well, that right hand at least got his attention at the very least.
Crawford starting orthodox in this fight, often turns southpaw pretty early, something that DeMarco had success starting being in the southpaw stance early against Molina. So let's see if Crawford switches it up or stays the full round as an orthodox fighter.
Early moments of this fight, Molina not only getting out quick, he's getting out strength.
Is that a word? For tonight, it
sure.
Is. All right.
I'll co-sign.
One thing, and we'll see it if this fight does evolve into a longer fight. I've never seen anyone, I don't think, really switch from right-handed to left-handed as seamlessly as Terence Crawford.
There's a good right hand from Molina. Crowd really a factor. That's a good, strong jab. Doesn't try to be aggressive with him. Every fighter that has been aggressive with Crawford has gotten himself knocked out.
One thing he's not doing is he did against Provodnikov is jabbing. He jabbed like crazy against Provodnikov. He threw over 600 jabs that night, and he has not done that so far. He's looking for a big shot.
His legs kind of went again with that combination by Crawford. Another good left hand by Crawford.
I think it's a little bit of a shame you're not going to see the very best John Molina tonight because there's no way that that weight cut did not affect him.
I got it.
And maybe Crawford won't get all the credit either if he were to win because they'll say that wasn't the best John Molina that night.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose fight, really, for Crawford. I mean, if he wins the fight, it's nothing venture, nothing gain. If he loses the fight, he loses his title.
Time!
Big first round for Crawford.
Starts the second round in the southpaw.
And on the move.
Oh, the ref can't get out of the way.
Crawford got the best of that with the right hand.
Molina just trying to catch lightning in a bottle. He is dangerous at all times. Even if this fight goes into the later rounds, it may not. But if
there was a good left hand from Crawford.
He was hopelessly behind against Mickey Bay when he fought that fight and stopped him in the last round.
That's right. And Bay was undefeated at the time.
Wait, no, don't punch. Step back.
Molina's legs haven't been there since the opening bell.
They have not. They have not. Virtually every punch that Crawford throws with authority staggers Molina. Left hand, left the body, right to the head.
I mean, he already looks like he's just trying to survive.
Terence fighting as if fighting a bigger guy is no problem at all.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a much bigger foe.
Just working a good right hand there, or left hand there too.
Terence is a beautiful fighter to watch in the ring. I remember thinking earlier in the year, fight that Christina and I were working on, his fight against Victor Postol. I expected a really tremendous battle, a close fight, and I mean, it was just a 12-0 wipeout.
I think everybody did. Everyone was talking about how it's a 50-50 fight coming in. You had the 1 versus 2, both of the guys undefeated, and you know, Crawford pretty much put on a clinic.
Which he's doing right here, too. And in fact, right now, this looks like only a question of time. Maybe that's what that question mark on Molina's trunks is.
Something he's got to be careful with, maybe getting cut, because he's really just lunging in there with his head.
No, but he's throwing caution to the winds here, Christina. He's going to try to do anything. He's going to try to do anything to throw Crawford off. Whether it's sloppy, be off balance, throw him into the ropes, hit him, you know, with illegal punches. And there's that right.
He did get there with that right. Came back with a left hand. You're absolutely right, Rich. He's just going for it.
Well, he did catch him with one of the right hands.
Well, that
threw.
That was more than most opponents get against him.
But sometimes that's all a fighter needs to say, okay, I'm done with you. Let me finish this.
Kind of going back to what brought him here, and that is get in there, try to get your man out of there.
Turn it into a pure sixer.
Yeah,
that's what Molina's trying to do.
That's his best chance. Double jab by Crawford.
Crawford a slightly bit more.
Good left hand from Crawford.
I was just going to say slightly a bit more cautious after catching that right hand, but then he launched that right.
Another combination, lunging right hand from Molina.
Does this crowd add to this atmosphere or what?
It's great.
You should really feel it.
Don't punch. Be careful. Come on, guys.
Molina just trying to get lucky, just missed with that right hand.
Step, 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 step.
Crawford was pawing at him with that jab, which has the effect, Barry, of not necessarily being a real hard punch, a damaging punch, but it's totally distracting to an opponent to have when you're just getting pawed with that jab right in front of your face.
And then he can show you the real jab. Like that one. Good sharp left hand again by Crawford, and another left hand.
Well, he dug that left hand to the solar plexus there, uppercut.
Left hand, double left hand, and a right hand behind it by Crawford. Right hand, top of the head. Left hand, straight left hand. Am I wrong, Rich? But I just see both a facial resemblance and just a resemblance to Tommy Hearns, just in how he handles himself in there and how he looks at his opponent, how he moves.
That's I agree with you. I see that he's he does some different things from Tommy, but he certainly is just as dominant.
Yeah, I know it's different style. There's just something about his demeanor in the ring.
While he's getting a warning still, that's probably smart stuff for Molina to do. I used to never believe how low Purnell could get up.
I know, it's true.
See, now that's a jab meant to do some damage, not meant to distract.
He's just fighting the fight he needs to fight against Molina. On the move, sticking the jab.
Don't punch.
Molina still comes after him with a lot of energy, but he's outclassed strictly on a class base. I think the last time I saw Christine, I don't know if you were there, you probably were at that fight, but when he fought Kavaliauskas Gamboa, now that was a competitive fight, and it was a tremendous battle. And Gamboa had his moments, but ended up getting dominated and stopped by Crawford.
Crawford's probably his toughest fight that he had, and even though Gamboa was the smaller guy in stature, I don't know if people realize how much power and
with the geometry of the ring and your opponent in mind.
Good left hand slipped in by Crawford there. Molina just keeps doing what he's doing. And why not? Body shot from Crawford.
Time! Stop!
People sitting on laps.
Yeah. Well, ringside.
Standing up,
Don't usually
ringside.
get those seats.
They got to be happy with what they're seeing so far from their hometown fighter in Terence Crawford.
That was more of a slip by Molina than anything else, but Crawford trying to follow up. Crawford trying to take care of some business. Good body shot, another one from Crawford.
Don't hold, Terence. Don't try him on.
Another good body shot from Crawford.
And who even bothers to associate body punching with Terence Crawford? And you've seen how devastating a body puncher he is in this round.
He's just doing everything right. You know, we're watching an elite fighter. There's a lot of very good fighters out there. There's a handful of elite fighters, and we're looking at one of them. He's just doing whatever he wants with John Molina.
And Molina's trying, believe me.
Yes.
He's still got a lot of energy. I mean, he's coming.
He's got most of this crowd on their feet right now.
Every round, too, something a little different twist from Crawford.
It's like, okay, are you going to take a point away or not? So let's see if he is more on top of it or if Crawford just finishes him.
Crawford comes out more aggressive here. You can almost sense Crawford trying desperately to stay away from anything that resembles a headbutt.
Oh.
Hit him on the break.
Wake up.
Anything you need to do. Good strong jab.
Those are hard jabs.
Yeah,
Molina's still walking right to him.
Stop! Come on, guys. You're holding. Oh, look at that. Come on, you're both holding. Let's go. Keep it clean.
It is getting a little ugly in there. That was where Molina would have wanted Crawford, and he got him there, and Crawford got the better of him.
Look at these angles, man. He ducks this way, then he ducks that way, then he's behind you, then he's straight up.
But he's always
even with his cross.
When he throws a punch, he's always balanced up, even though he does that.
Which is also something Manny Pacquiao does so well, is hitting from those angles, those punches you don't see coming, which makes that matchup so intriguing.
Straight left hand. Crawford is doing everything right in this fight. It may not be pretty, but it sure is effective. Threw that from his hip.
That was pretty.
I don't think you can make a case for him winning any round.
He did win 1 second, though.
Yes, he did.
That right?
Yes, he did. Wild left hand misses. Crawford with a left hand of his own.
Terence Crawford fight was just how nuanced he was in there. All the little things that he did so correctly and beautiful. He's very unusual.
He has a full toolbox, and at any given moment, he can pull something out that you have not seen before, and it makes him so dangerous.
Just a sharp left hand, nothing fancy about it. Good body shot, right hand behind it very quickly. The crowd sensing that maybe something might be happening here. Molina says, come on, come to me. Molina just missed with the right hand. Crawford turns him, gets him in the corner. And Molina did get there with the right hand. Off the ropes.
Molina feeding off the energy a little bit too. He kind of says, come on, guys, come on.
Now, three-punch combination and a knees wobble. Crawford on top of him now, trying to finish the deal. Right to the body, right to the head, down he goes. That's it, it's over.
All right, let's take a look at the finish of the fight. Molina was calling for him to slug it out with him, and Terence took him up on the invitation, chased him back into the corner, and then unleashed. Look at this fusillade of punches. Body, head, left, right, everything.
I think it started with the body shot.
Oh, right there.
It was a beautiful body punch, staggered into the corner. Molina got his wish. He was willing to slug with him, but he didn't get his wish in getting this kind of a finish. And when he went down hard.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the complete package. I mean, a total victory in every aspect of the fight.
And just from a different angle here, you can just see the effectiveness. Molina trying to cover up, but finally it is just.
And certainly most impressively against Lucas Matisse, whom he forced to quit. Can he do the same with someone as skilled as Bud Crawford?
Well, again, Postol has the advantage at reach 3 inches, and Crawford's going to have to maneuver and deal with that. Crawford starts out as an orthodox fighter here right now, but even that, he's got his right shoulder forward a little bit, so you never know when he's going to switch. Their idea is to try to catch him in the switch. Crawford, of course, has his name in the front. He's got the green trunks with kind of the gold lettering and his logo down the side, and the blue and a little bit of red on his trunks is Victor Postol. This is round number 1. Crawford again notoriously starts slow, but Postol hasn't done anything yet, nor has he been able to touch him with the jab.
Well, Postol's going to have to be patient here and stick to his game plan, which right now, as you can see, he's pursuing Terence Crawford, and he's going to have to use that jab a lot, and he'll have to go through some uncomfortable moments, certainly, because Crawford's not going to be easy to hit.
And
very slick with that jab. Sorry, Christina. Very slick with that jab was Postol. He had that left hand up there, and then all of a sudden zoomed right down to the body. So he's quick-handed. Go ahead, Christina.
No, I was just going to go on to what you guys said about Freddie Roach's biggest concern in this fight with Postol and Crawford is Crawford's speed. They said that's the #1 thing we got to be careful. We got to try to catch him, and their goal is to try to bait him, feint him, catch him coming in. That's what Postol will be looking to do, looking to more counter.
Well, both of these guys can punch and counter-punch.
You know, the first time I ever did a Crawford broadcast, I didn't do those fights in Omaha, but when he won in Arlington, Texas, and he beat Thomas DeLorme, and we're sitting at the apron that night and watching, I just couldn't believe how brilliant he was, how skilled he was, the nuances of boxing that he was able to pull off, the things that a lot of people just don't notice. You know, he really was good at doing those things. I mean, really wise veteran, old-timey stuff.
Here he is switching to southpaw. For the last about 30 seconds, he's been southpaw. And he does technical things. He reminds me of a guy who you're, as a matter of fact, inducting in the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame next week, Benito Lopez. And I used to watch him. By the time I'd start explaining what he was doing something else. That's how slick he was.
And his ability to make adjustments on the fly is something that sets him apart and makes him special.
Well, he stuck in that left uppercut there. Here we go to round 2. This is scheduled for 12. Colonel Bob Sheridan, Rich Murata, Christina Pancha here. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching around the world. This promises to be a real good fight before it's all said and done.
Postol does have that old style stance of the Eastern European fighters. Straight up, hands held high, looking to jab to set things up.
Crawford southpaw to start this round here.
Yeah. Crawford fought half of the first round right-handed, then switched to southpaw. Now, sometimes he'll stay southpaw like this the rest of the way. He can do that. But I've noticed more and more in the last few fights that he's spending more time as a southpaw.
Well, he feels in there. He's got the feel of it. It's not a thing where they're going to give him instructions on that in the corner. He knows what's working and what feels good and what feels right in there.
Postol very willing to mix it up on the inside like he did with Matisse.
You know, it took a long time with Matisse, and he had to, you know, you just have to be confident in your game plan. You have to keep to it. You have to walk him down and eventually feel that you're going to get there and be able to break him down.
One thing that I see here so far, though, is Postol is not, you know, he's known for that tremendous jab, and he's side to side, his perpetual motion. And that's why he's such a good fighter. Takes that little side step, and you never know when he's going to come back at you right-handed, because he doesn't switch when he's on the inside. He does it when he's back outside. I read that Freddie wanted to, you know, try to catch him in the switch. Well, I promise you, you won't catch Crawford in the switch. Crawford, see that right foot to the outside. That means he can get his leverage with his left hand down the middle. The Postol touches him to the body with the jab, gets his combination.
I think part of his plan was to kind of show people I can come out here and box too.
Well, he certainly can box. There's no question about that. And so far, he's up by 2. So, what your observation is right on the mark. Trying to execute is a different kettle of fish.
Exactly.
Eh?
He may have to do something a little more unorthodox, like maybe grabbing Terence and throwing him into the corner.
That's something that frustration might set in a little bit later. Right now, not a lot of punches being landed. His Postol trying to get in position and throw a punch, and Crawford loaded up that left hook and as he was spinning it. Actually, in the southpaw style, that's the right cross, and that's his power shot from this side. But he has equal power either way. Totally ambidextrous, but he stayed, except for the first minute of the first round, he'd been southpaw the rest of the way.
Terence is starting to smile in there, which makes me think that he's beginning to enjoy and feel confident now over the way things are beginning to evolve in this fight.
Well, they're talking. I don't know what Postol's saying, and I'm sure Terence doesn't know either, because he's speaking in
Russian, right?
Right. But for the smile, he's saying something back to him anyway. Crawford has got a real cocky look on his face, doesn't he?
Well, it takes him a couple rounds usually, you know, and by the 3rd, 4th, definitely by the 5th round, he usually is fully confident in what he's going to bring and what his game plan is going to be, although he does do a really good job making adjustments on the fly. But
yeah, here he is with that, you know, shorter reach, and he's doing a good job getting to the body of Postol.
It's frustrating him a little bit because Postol, like you said, can't get inside.
And his jab, which is, you know, everybody talks about, is, you know, it's there. Whoop. Tony, that was one of those times the guy turned his back on him, and you shouldn't, and Crawford was just in the, he's not a dirty fighter at all by any way, shape, or manner. And Postol turned his back on him, and Crawford was in the position of throwing the punch. A little exchange, Crawford sticks his tongue out, walked into a right hand.
Yeah, Postol starting to get in punching range here.
Landed more punches in this round than any other round. But Crawford dictated it, with the exception of that last 20 seconds, it was a Crawford round. Now let's see if he can execute it. Nothing wrong with Freddie's instructions, but it's like Rich was saying, you know, it'd be better if he cut him off. Yeah, it would be. Try to do it. Try to land that jab, which he's so famous for.
Well, I think he wants him to at least throw it out there with some bad intentions instead of throwing a lazy jab.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, you pointed out, Rich, too, he's the typical old-style Eastern European fighter with the hands real high and kind of almost a jab up in the air like that. Instead of snapping it out was what Freddie wants. So he's pawing with it. He's not really committed to it, but he can get committed in a hurry with it. And the other factor is that I think there is a bit of frustration because Crawford is just so quick on his feet moving around.
I like to see Terence still try to find a way to throw more combinations, get inside a little bit. I know it's hard with that high guard you're talking about and how he kind of paused that jab hand out there, but no, I haven't really seen many body shots yet from Crawford, and I like to see him try to get inside more. Oh, there's a good left.
Pretty good counter punch there too that Crawford got hit by.
Yep. That right hand counter by Postol. Postol there through the left jab and then that right uppercut. Look at Postol's face. Look at
Well, there's going to be more flurries like this throughout the course of this fight. Neither one of these guys are going easy.
Oh.
Everything that Crawford does, the crowd kind of goes nuts because there's about 2 or 3 sections that are strictly Omaha people, and you can hear them cheering. There's the long looping hand. Every time Crawford does something well, the crowd either comes to its feet or gets real excited.
Thing is, Terence is starting to take some chances now. He's picking up his own offense now. By doing that, of course, too, he does court some danger because it does give a possibility of Postol's counters or of Terence actually running into something.
Well, at the outset, I mentioned that Terence notoriously starts slow, but he's in second gear right now. And if you're going to go full offense and you're going to take a chance of getting clipped too, and that's what's happened in this round a couple of times. But with 40 seconds to go, Postol hasn't won the round. (28, 27, 26 seconds to go in the 4th round. Only been one really good flurry in the fight so far. Great foot movement by Terence Crawford, getting in position to fight. Counter punches here. Postol still not getting that jab on him too much. Left hand gets through. At the Hall of Fame ceremonies a couple of weeks ago, and he just enjoys himself. That's going to be scored as a knockdown because his knee touched, and Postol is really annoyed with that.
Gets more and more confident in his abilities. That side of him will come out.
Wait, people say, that he doesn't talk a lot of trash.
What a great counter punch. He touched the canvas again. Yep. That's another knockdown. And Tony right on it. His gloves definitely hit the canvas. The canvas is what happened.
Now the second knockdown, there was a real punch here. See that left? See that left? Now that gets him going. He goes across just the bare touch of a glove. The first knockdown was just a little cuffing shot, but the second one, there's going to be a real punch. You saw it, that left hand. But that was a beautiful left that started it all. Don't be misled. I mean, there was a real good shot that got it all going.
It was so fast, I need to see the replay on that.
You people might think that that's picayune by the referee, but that's not his call. His proper call is anything but the soles of your feet touch the canvas. It is a knockdown.
Doesn't matter how quickly you get up.
Or the fact it was just your hands or just your knee. So this is a huge round for Crawford now.
If the judges choose to score at 10-7, which they normally would with a 2 knockdown round, but keep in mind the fact that those were both very much flash knockdowns where only his glove really touched the canvas.
15 seconds to go in the round, and what has turned out to be what can be a huge round. Postol caught him with the right hand, and Crawford's back with 2 of his own right hands. Crawford pulls him in by the head and blasts him with the left hand, trying to get his hands free.
First one he pulled in like his hand went down. Don't miss that.
So Crawford, with all that said and done, if it's a 10-7 round, it's a 50-43 on my score sheet with 5 in the books. This is round 6. Hard shot by Postol, one of his better punches of the fight, but gobbled right up by Terence.
Some of those early rounds were hard to score, but I feel like these last 2 rounds, Terence has really come on. And even if he's taken a shot, he's given a couple back. Let's see if he keeps up that pace.
I thought he felt that right hand though by Postol that landed earlier in this round. He's a little more wary right here.
This is round 6. A little bit more cautious. Crawford wide-eyed. He's got the mouth open. He's still hot dogging it a bit. Like he's enjoying it.
Postol just has not hit him enough to slow him down at all.
This is one of those slick things again. He feinted in with the left shoulder like he was going to throw a right hand, and then all of a sudden he lets the left hand go. One of the slick movements to the body of the Iceman. He's going to have to really turn it up a notch to crawl back into this thing.
And try to cut off the ring, because that's when he's been able to catch him a couple times.
And he gets him in the corner, but he's so quick even when he catches up with him. Slick movement there. Pull that left shoulder back and cracked him with the right hand. And those are the slick things he does.
And then it's power too.
Yeah. And then as he gets to the inside, he pulls him right into him so Postol can't retaliate. I mean, this is really ring generalship by Crawford. And when it's time to exchange, it seems like it's always Crawford getting off first. And as I say that, of course, Postol does it first. Very interesting. Big difference in the scoring in this fight is that if in fact the judges gave it a 10-7 round in the fifth, and if possibly anybody could have scored a couple of the rounds, the first couple of rounds that were fairly close, not much between them at all. Several world title fights that Guido Cavalieri from Italy has scored. As I recall, he's a very, very good judge.
I think a change in strategy has to come from Postol. I think he's got to go reckless, and I think he's got to try to rough up Crawford if he can. Make it more of a mauling fight. Forget about boxing.
But look at that. He thinks he's got him backed off in the corner. All of a sudden, his legs split. You don't know whether he's going to keep sliding to his right. In that case, he went around to his right when he get backed off into the corner. So, I mean, these are the things that Crawford is the ring general. Then he comes in, lunges. The Iceman bends over. He gets hit in the side of the head. See, that's that move, and it's frustrating Postol. Crawford puts his hands up the eye. I'm an innocent little lad. He blasts the body. He's tough, too. You know, there's a lot of street.
And I'm liking the game plan that Brian McIntyre has put together. I think they're doing a great job. They're doing what they need to do to win these rounds. I mean, much has been said about, Freddie Roach in the other corner, but you got to give Team Crawford some credit in their preparation. They're frustrating Postol.
Victor has a reach advantage in this fight in terms of inches, and with his normally effective left jab, you would think that would really be a big part of the fight, but Crawford has completely taken the jab away from him.
And that's with the movement. And he doesn't just go to his right and commit to his right. He'll take a couple of bounces to his right and then boom, right back the other way. Or he'll step with his left foot behind him. Then he'll plant like he just did then. Let off the punches. There's no way you can give the Iceman that round. See, try to do things. Look at this. Look at this, Rich. Boom.
That's just great work. I mean, what can you say? That's just brilliant fighting.
Oh.
He was leaning back, and then Postol lures Postol into leaning forward.
You get clipped again.
It was almost one of those flash knockdowns. His glove barely stayed off the canvas.
You better start before the bell rings if you fight Terence Crawford.
Figure out where he can attack. That hand goes up in the air. He'll come downstairs with the body just like that.
Yep.
Cracked him with a hard left hand. Off balance again.
But then later on in the round, as you can see, that is actually behind the head. He cuffed him behind the head.
It doesn't look like he's staggered, Rich, but he really goes off balance with that left hand. There it is again, and he falls away from it.
Yep, and so he is affected by the punch.
Absolutely, he's affected by it. Let's see what Terence did. The uppercut, left hand. I mean, you just don't know from whence he's coming, this guy. This is a brilliant, brilliant boxing. He wanted to showcase himself on pay-per-view. So far, so good. But Terence Crawford. Now he's got him in a corner, but he waited too long. Get him in the corner. You better snap the trap because Crawford won't be there. And if he's going to be there, he's going to be firing. In that time, spins around and he knows how to tie this guy up. The guy can't do anything with it. Postol now, it looks like he's got a little adrenaline flow right now. He lands a right hand, but it's partially blocked on the gloves. He didn't really catch his chin.
No, but that was a pretty good punch.
Yeah.
It wasn't too far off the mark. He needs a little more of that.
Well, that's what Freddie wants him to try to land, but again, easier said than done. They were a little slit by that left eye. You can't tell if Postol's left eye might have, I guess not. And those first 4 rounds were very close, and there wasn't a lot between the two of them.
Even the first one was kind of tough.
Yeah. So if he gave a couple of those rounds to Postol, it's insignificant at this stage. And I wouldn't find any fault with giving a couple of the first 4 rounds to Postol. It's just not the way I scored. I hate to say this, Rich, but I've scored more fights than all 3 of the official judges combined. But the official judges.
Their scores matter.
Exactly.
Now the fans are a little frustrated here.
Yeah, this is not the type of action that we expected in this fight, but we didn't expect that Crawford would be so dominant in this fight. Picking his shots, but his defense has, been sensational in this fight. We're in the 9th round, mostly Crawford, but Crawford not doing much in the 9th round whatsoever, except continuing to move and frustrating our friend from the Ukraine.
Well, and after watching 8 rounds and going to the 9th now, this is the 1 versus 2. It seems like Terence Crawford is just widening the gap about how close Postol is in that number 2 spot.
And that time the legs did start to go at Postol.
2-punch combination, and that hurt him.
His hands have come down. His legs aren't there right now. He's fighting on heart, and he finally has to tie up Crawford. Crawford knows how to get rid of him. But even if we change that to a 2-point difference and you gave him a couple of the first 4 rounds, Crawford has definitely done everything from 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus, he won the 5th round by at least 2 points. So
that plan B has never come out.
Well, he had the plan B where he wanted a lot more right hands. He tried to throw him, and he gets counterpunched by Crawford. Look at that. There's a straight left right down the middle on the right-handed fighter. The right hook, the straight left jab again. All these are, these are fairly heavy punches. He didn't just move around to get away, so therefore I don't see him as running.
Question is he doing enough that would stamp him as...
Go ahead, Rich, with that thought.
As somebody to fight Manny Pacquiao in November.
Our principals, 2 champions. One is going to lose his title tonight. And right now it looks like Terence Crawford is going to pick that up. Right now, in the 11th round. It's been all Crawford on my score sheet. Nobody has really been seriously shaken in the fight. Right, he's able to score at will with the right hand.
He just lures you in on him, and he gets you to stick your chin out.
And he's in the zone. He's in the zone right now.
I mean, don't forget his right hand is his jabbing hand, but I mean, this guy, for all practical purposes, can fight as a right-handed fighter too, so he's got plenty of power in his right hand. He hasn't had many uncomfortable moments in this one. He get clipped by a decent right hand.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful when he turns his back because now time has been called out. He's going to take a point away for hitting in the back of the head, and he should. It's a very, very dangerous thing. It's academic anyway. So this is going to turn out to be another 10-8 round. And this is the 12th and final round. The only way Postol can win this, Postol needs a knockout.
He came right out.
For it.
Yeah, he landed left and a right.
And he's furious about the point going away, and so is Freddie in the corner. I understand, but you got to follow the rules all the way. And you can see an adrenaline flow for Postol because Freddie had told him, you got to knock this guy out now.
Maybe too little, too late.
Yeah, but he should have fought at this pace.
Exactly.
Before this. You leave yourself one round to get it done.
But see, he's kind of waltzes into his guy, and here he is. Postol's going for knock, and Crawford knows how to get out of there.
And Chavez Jr. almost pulled it off against Sergio Martinez when he lost every round practically.
And Chavez Sr., he had a very controversial win when Richard Steele stopped the fight. Although to this day, if you see Meldrick Taylor, we know that was right. Postol is into this thing now. He caught Crawford with a good right hand, but he's backing off. There's only about a minute to go in this fight.
Now Crawford saying, come on, I'll fight you. So fight him.
Crawford doesn't have to do this. Oh, he hit him right in the button with a hard shot on the inside with that right hand. Now Crawford wants to make a point right now. This is the type of fight we thought we'd see all along. This has been a brilliant fight for Crawford, no matter what anybody says. This is a brilliant fight. He nails him, almost dropped him. And that's it, it's all over. Look at the smile on his face. You said almost every round, Christina, I gotta win in every round.
You both know exactly what I expect. Please give me a good, hard, clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both.
And of course, Beltran is in the red and white. So here we go. Round number 1, scheduled for 12. Beltran touches him up downstairs. And it certainly is the case with the athletic ability of Terence Crawford.
Trying to get used to his speed, Crawford's speed. It'll take a couple of rounds to time him and get used to that movement and elusiveness and just, the fast combinations of Crawford.
Well, you know, against Yorkis Gamboa, he's fighting another technical fighter. The Cuban fighters fight that way, very technically. But this guy is a Mexican fighter.
Totally opposite.
And just totally. I don't know who you give that round to. Not a lot between the two of them there. Might have to lean towards Crawford in that round as the champ. Beltran knows he can't win a decision, so at some stage you get it turned up a big knot.
Crawford's speed and footwork.
So Crawford stayed orthodox the entire first round, and he's been southpaw most of this round. Trying to confuse Beltran. Beltran hasn't sparred with Manny for 2012, but Crawford...
There's one shot by Beltran. Can't need more, he's got to put them together.
Terence's positioning is perfect. He's fighting from the outside, lets that left hand go. Beltran, I think he's a little frustrated right now that he can't catch up with this guy at all.
Yeah, it looks to me that with one single punch, that's going to even frustrate him more. If you're not going to get to him with one shot. Crawford has, high boxing IQ. Look at him. He's just smart, very smart in the ring.
For the second time he went after that left hook and wasn't able to land it. That's 2 times in a row. Once he's an orthodox fighter and now back as a southpaw.
Great concentration by Crawford. I mean, it's hard. He's fighting his own ground. He got all those fans that are, look how smart. Look how he's spinning him around.
Made him look awkward. And that, when a fighter falls in the ropes like that, catches the eyes of the judge. Guy's not in total control. That's called ring generalship.
He's just so slick and so smooth with his movements. I mean, if nothing looks forced, everything looks, he just gets right into that rhythm, and everything becomes automatic for him. And getting into it a little earlier than I've seen him before, which might be bad news for Ray Beltran.
Crawford facing you now. Name on the front.
Ooh.
Good right hand landed by Ray Beltran. That got Crawford's attention. Oh, because Beltran starts it.
You saw that lead left hand.
They're really a little loose on the knees right now.
Well, that front leg keeps kind of locking up, which is kind of a sign of weakness, but saved by the velvet.
CenturyLink Center in Omaha, Nebraska. The Colonel Bob Sheridan, the Raul de Monte Marquez, and Christina Poncha. Our champion, Terence Crawford, in the white trunks. There's a perfect distance for this guy, and positioning is so key for him.
Well, Khan is on him. He closes the distance, but he doesn't throw any punches, Colonel. He found out he can't deal with Crawford's speed.
I got it.
Well, speed is the difference.
Yeah, that is a difference.
If Beltran has more power, he's unable to land the shots, and so far the heaviest blow has been landed off the hands of Terence Crawford. And that's because he's in position when he throws, fighting as a southpaw right now.
He's getting tagged with that jab of Terence Crawford every time. The swelling on the eye. Yeah, you can see it already.
It's the left jab because as you take a look at the right eye, he's puffy below that as well. Crawford, they're really working with the face of and Crawford continues to box excellently. Whether he fights southpaw or as an orthodox fighter, he's able to land his jab. Right jab right on top of that eye as he continues to fight as a southpaw right now. And his movement, for what athletic ability it takes to be able to do this from either side. Catches Beltran coming in with the right hand. That's a powerful jab that he's got. Beltran caught him, and now he goes to work with the body upstairs.
That's what that's the kind of fight Beltran's going to make.
And now Crawford decides he's going to exchange with him. This isn't the fight he wants. But at some stage, fighters will fight like this. Now he gets his distance and Beltran comes on.
He's catching Beltran coming in.
Very accurate is Terence. And there have been a couple of times when Terence has decided to engage with him inside and again some of that hand speed again.
This will be the same fight if he keeps going like this. Crawford just keeps turning him. And the speed, Beltran doesn't let his punches go. He tries, but not being effective. He misses too much.
And when he does, it's usually like one at a time. It's not 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Gotta be more consistent, more combinations. 4s, 5, 6 more combinations. And get in with the jab. He has to get in, find a way to get in with the jab. Even if he's just touching him with the jab, it'll get him inside. It'll get him there.
Right hand lead from the right hand stance, and here he is working just as good as a right-handed fighter, and as I say that, he switches to southpaw. Flips Beltran in the side of the head, and Beltran tries to palm away, throws a straight right hand, and backs off Terence for a second. Now Terence plants, and they mix it up inside. Every once in a while, Terence will plant and stay right and won't give ground, and will go ahead and mix it, and that's not the style he wants to fight. But as long as he's landing 2 and 3 punches to every one that Beltran lands, it's very effective for him.
Beltran's trying to catch him with that sneaky left hook. Caught him a couple of times, but not just one again, one shot. And it's Crawford the one that's working off of that and throwing doing angles and throw 3 and 4 punch combinations.
Crawford is so quick on his feet that it's very difficult for him to set him up. Crawford's again, his positioning is perfect. Does that left hook, but it didn't quite catch him again. He's tried it, I think that's his 5th time, and he just hasn't caught him flush. And a lot of that is because of the defensive turns, the way he moves so well. Keep getting in position, he can't get the position he wants.
Can't time it, it's hard to time it.
Meanwhile, Crawford has perfect position. Nails him underneath both elbows to the solar plex area, just above the front. Now he plants and he's ready to mix his Terence Crawford. Beltran looks very frustrated right now. He lands the right hand. Crawford lets him go. There's the hand speed of Terence Crawford as Beltran goes after him. Crawford plants. He doesn't run. He's ready to exchange. Body shot. Back comes Beltran, but he can't land it. Crawford looks the fresh of the two. He's Spindler quickly to 2 through out. Now he has him in the corner. Let's see if he tries to catch him, and the bell catches him first. And in both of the occasions that he's done that, he's taken the advantage away after the exchange.
Just find the solution. Look at that. That's one. Look at that speed.
Now Beltran, out of frustration, comes in and tries to throw something.
Crawford, he's smart. He ties him up and then just walks him down. Let the referee break him apart.
A little more offensive than what we've seen thus far through 8 rounds.
You know, Christina, I think he's trying to do that, but he's so hard to hit that it's frustrating. Here he is landing a few shots now in the corner, and Terence has the ability to tie him up and spin him again. Now takes the center position in the ring, does Crawford, gets him out where he wants him. And goes back to the jab. The hand speed has been the big difference in the fight. And you're right, I was surprised that Beltran hasn't tried to mix it up more, but I have a sense that it's the defense of Crawford more than the inability or the lack of desire of Beltran to want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think he can. I mean, he's trying, but he can't. Seems to be serve the net. I mean, sometimes you see fighters, because I've been here before. I've studied tapes of, you know, some fighters that have fought in the past, and I said, oh, I can get this guy. But he's so sharp, and first you hit him, and then he's gone, and I'm looking for him. Look, my style was more like Beltran. I came forward, and, you know, I'll give you a good example. If I'm from the market, like, I'll hit him with a shot, and then he'll hit me, and then boom, he wasn't there anymore. And that's what Crawford is doing.
And Vargas, when you fought him in his prime, was very fast.
Exactly. It's very sharp, you know, and you can't fight it. It's like, wait a minute, this guy is faster than what I saw on film, you know, when I was studying tapes. That's has been the problem here tonight with Beltran.
Yeah, Ray's definitely not in Scotland anymore. This is a whole other type of opponent than Burns was.
He tries to smother him, but he can't.
He's missing. He's missing. Look at that jab. Snapping his head back now. Oh, beautiful. Body shot there. Left hand to the body. Beltran just ran right into the solar plexus.
His eyes have been puffy for the past 3, 4, 5 rounds. Crawford continues to work that jab right on top of the most seriously injured eye, you might say. That left cheek. Oh, he caught him with the right hand. He's not going to call that a knockdown. He calls it a slip, but there was a punch there that dropped him.
No knockdown.
Here's the incident right here. I mean,
well, looks like.
Let's see, we'll see it again. So he gets hit.
Where would he have slipped?
I don't see him slipping.
It looked like his leg just got.
Not that it makes any difference at this stage, but Beltran was hit with a punch and he was down. Beltran's legs right now are very, very spindly and very, very heavy.
You see that glare in his look in his eyes.
Crawford just pot-shotting him now with that jab. Fighting as a southpaw. He goes with the left-hand lead that time and catches him again.
Keeps coming. He's taking a shot. That's tough.
It's impressive.
And to be able to do it as a southpaw for most of this fight. And you know, he's listed as an orthodox fighter, but he's fought most of this fight as a southpaw very effectively.
We may have to change that, Colonel, after these last 2 fights. Predominantly 8 or more round southpaw.
He is fighting orthodox now, and he lands the left hook. Get clipped with a little shot there. And this is what Beltran needs to do a whole lot more of. But he can't, you know, just with a little upper body movement that Terence has, he can't land the shot, even though he was in perfect position there. Now Terence throws him up against the ropes and picks up his pace a little bit. Beltran wants to mix it now. With 32 seconds to go, he comes to the uppercut. Now they're going to mix it up. Crawford loads up his shot. Touches him up, but as a southpaw again, goes to the left-hand lead, downstairs, back upstairs, hits Beltran with the left hand. Pushes him off and sets it up. Mark Nelson says, don't push him. Now the blood trickles from that, what could be a broken nose. It's been a problem all night. Big left hand. Here's Crawford on the assault. Trying to finish it right now. But there's not going to be enough time in this 11th round. But a big finish in the 11th round. Almost slaps at him with the left hand. None of that's going to hurt Crawford.
Nice left hand out there by Crawford over the top.
Crawford maintains his position. You know, when you're out in front of a fight like this and everything is going your way, and to be able to maintain this kind of discipline is extraordinary in its own right. Terence Crawford is the real deal, folks.
It's incredible how accurate he is with his shots.
And you're probably seeing him for the last couple of minutes here. He outworked him with his jab in the early going. When they had the exchanges, he won the exchanges. He made Beltran miss. Look at this. Let's go with a power shot again. Beltran looks like he could be ready to go at any moment here as Crawford loads up shots, trying to dump him. But no quitting Beltran. Less than a minute to go in the fight. Beltran, I give him all kinds of credit in the world. He's some tough cookie.
Keep him up.
A couple of borderline body shots there that really have to be taking the wind out of Beltran right now. Closing seconds now of this fight. And it's been all Terence Crawford. And that bell rings, we'll let you listen to the crowd.
All three scores go to the winner by unanimous decision. From Omaha, Nebraska, this Bud's for you. Still undefeated. Still the WBO lightweight champion of the world, Terence Bud Crawford.
And hope wherever you're watching around the world, you're going to enjoy this one. Here we go, round one. 135-pound championship of the world.
First jab by Crawford.
We got the word that the attendance is 10,943, so they turned out en masse in this arena to see him. Wearing the colors of the Cuban flag. Crawford's jab has caught Gamboa off balance as Gamboa was getting ready to load up a shot.
Gamboa is showing already that he knows he's going to have to take some chances.
And take advantage of my size, and I'm perfectly comfortable fighting around the outside.
Not much difference between the two fighters so far. If I had to guess, I'd say that Crawford has landed more blows than has Gamboa. But as Larry said, and I expect soon he's going to have to take some risks, because he's not going to be able to box this guy like this from this position all night. And Christina, who spent some time with Terence this week, in spite of the crowd and the reaction that Crawford has, he's perfectly comfortable in doing exactly what he's doing.
Good hard jab by Crawford.
Almost buckled the legs of Gamboa.
I think Gamboa got a little surprised by the pop in that hand.
Crawford so calm all week long, such a calm demeanor, and I don't think this crowd will get to him in that sense. I think he'll be very under control all night long, doing exactly what he needs to do.
Good right hand on the inside by Crawford.
That's Kavaliauskas Gamboa, ranked 6th in the WBO. It's Terence Crawford to the right of your screen. He's the champion of the WBO. Third man in the ring, Rodriguez. And here we go in round number 2. See if anything changes. There's the jab immediately in the face of Gamboa.
A lot of the questions early was how if Gamboa was going to have any ring rust.
But at this distance, Crawford can outbox him all night like this. Gamboa is trying to take some shots to come on the inside.
He's trying to use some smart aggression. Go in and out, use his quickness.
It's a light left hook upstairs that time, does Gamboa. Gamboa as a featherweight nothing short of sensational.
His team speaking somewhat candidly, but it was a little tough for him making 135 this time around, Colonel.
Yeah, Bob Arum talked about him wanting to go, or at least the promoter, wanting him to go to 140. But all of that's academic right now. And a little rough on the inside there. And Gino says no. Gamboa gives him the bow. Shot landed by Gamboa. Both have 16 knockouts. Gamboa looks like he's going to put the metal to the pedal in this round. Terence loads up the right. You saw what happened, whistling past the ear.
There's an example, Colonel, of what I was talking about earlier, that when a fighter suddenly meets somebody who might be a little quicker than him, or as quick, suddenly the picture changes. Good right hand on the inside, but didn't hurt Gamboa.
Gamboa landed some flush shots in there too.
Crawford elects to go for a southpaw for a couple of seconds, and he gets whacked.
Yep. Gamboa is beating him to the punch.
Literally.
Gamboa lands a light right and then a decent left hand. And this left-handed style, to me, is not working for Terence right now.
Gamboa has seen a lot of left-handed punches in his day.
Cheekbones a little bit puffy on the face of Gamboa so far. Decent left hand landed by Gamboa. I think Terence is better defensively when he fights right-handed.
Gamboa having a really good round. Landed another solid punch there.
Closing seconds of the third round. They exchange shots, but I think Gamboa got the better of it. Have gone in favor of Gamboa. They have on our score sheets, but we're unofficial. Chops him with the right hand, fighting from the southpaw stance. His punches aren't as powerful when he fights in this manner, and he's getting hit more as that right hand by Gamboa.
Well, he's not switching. He's just fighting left-handed now.
This is a left hand get through, but did it shake Gamboa? Gamboa's on the assault, putting pressure still on the champion.
And he took Crawford's punch really well in there. Crawford landed a solid shot.
And that was a question too coming into the fight, Larry, was Gamboa's chin. It's been a question.
Well, he's been down 6 times in his career, but he's always come off the canvas. 2 undefeated fighters. If he thinks that fighting as a southpaw is confusing Gamboa, it's not confusing him in the slightest.
I don't think he's trying to confuse Gamboa.
He's had that puffy cheek for a couple of rounds now.
Good little right hand hook by Crawford.
Crawford walks him back on his heels. Gamboa doesn't like it. Remember, Terence said when he fights as a southpaw, he feels like he has more power with his left, but he's not landing many lefts.
I think Terence needs to go back to using the jab a little bit more. Keeping that distance.
Well, he's trying to figure this guy out. He's not touching him when he's jabbing as a southpaw. As this kid Gamboa is very quick on his feet and with his hands.
Oh, he hurt him with the right hand.
Yeah, he staggered and dropped him with the left hand. He hurt him with the right, then the left hand dropped him. Here's Gamboa now. And he's nailed with that left hand and dropped. You're right, Larry, he was getting brave. And he was out of position. And the rest of this round, he's fighting on instinct.
Gamboa got a little too reckless.
Well, you said he was going to have to at some stage, and he's real reckless now, but his legs aren't there. Terence touches him up with a pretty good jab, whacks him with the left hand, downstairs, loads up with the right hand.
Gamboa is fighting back valiantly, but is he hurt, as you say?
He is hurt. Trying to hang on. Terence imposing his will on Gamboa right now. Gamboa is staggering. Slides to his right, nail with another right hand. He's ready to go again. But we're out of time in the 5th round. Nails him again. He's back on his heels.
Evens out the fight, I think, on our cards, right, Colonel, at 47 all.
Yeah, at the very least. But that's the least important thing right now. The thing is, can he continue the pace? He's fighting as a right-handed fighter now.
Well, you and I have discussed this southpaw stuff ad nauseum, but he made it work for him.
Yes, he did.
Whether he can weather this kid or not, he is showing us that he's got some...
He got cracked by a good...
You don't get to be as good as him over such a long period of time with not having a lot of fortitude.
Well, he's got that for sure. His legs still aren't there, and we're almost 2 minutes into this 6th round.
Very flat-footed. I was just going to say that, Colonel. Still looking a little shaky as he kind of walks forward with heavy feet.
He's not just looking shaky. He is shaky, Christina. And I don't think Terence realizes that he's still in trouble. Now he gets up on his toes a little bit and bounces around. Almost his left knee buckled underneath him. Closing seconds now. This is the 6th round.
Ref says fight on.
Right hand has been effective. Gamboa continues to slip, step on each other's front feet. Gamboa's doing a lot of slipping, and it's his own corner's own fault because, I mean, we described his trunks are a bathing suit right now. They're dripping that much, folks. Gamboa's legs are totally back, so whatever they've done in the corner, he's revived. And as they say that, he gets whacked.
Well, as you pointed out, Colonel, he's been looking down, and when he looked down, Crawford popped him.
Very slippery, yeah.
All those punches that Gamboa threw and nothing really touched Crawford.
Compared to the early rounds, Gamboa looks like he's going through motions now.
All right, here we go to round number 8. The Colonel Bob Sheridan and Larry Merchant, Christina Poncher, watching Top Rank Boxing.
You know, it's one punch at a time, hoping something happened and making something happen. I don't know if there's a if there's necessarily going to be a hometown advantage, but there shouldn't be a hometown disadvantage, and he'll get credit for everything he does at the very least.
Oh, here's Gamboa in the process of landing some shots. Now, he dropped him, hit him with the right hand, then the left hand, and the knee went down. Take a look at this knockdown. Now you see who's on the assault, not really landing many blows, and then bang, right across the jaw, left hand, and a solid right hand. and it dropped him down to the canvas. So Gamboa has been down twice in the fight now, but that changes the whole complexion of the fight right now, because Gamboa is still on his feet. There's not a lot of time left in this 8th round. There he is again, and he got hurt again as Gamboa was throwing his shoe-shine punches. Crawford blasted him one more time. Well, he's got to throw all caution to the wind. If he gets stopped, he gets stopped, but he can't win without, as you say, taking a lot of risks now. Being knocked down twice, he knows he's behind, no matter what happened in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Actually, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Right hand landed, and now Crawford's going back to conventional. He lands an uppercut.
Solid uppercut.
I'm not sure what happened either, but when he went back to the corner after the last round, he looked a little tired to me. The intensity of this fight on a young fighter who hasn't experienced it before and whose emotions must be running very high can take a lot out of you. We'll see if he has the composure, the skill, the will.
His legs, Larry, don't look to me like they look. And he makes a big mistake by turning his back. He's lucky he wasn't clubbed behind the head, because Gamboa is a fighter. He's been down twice in the fight, and it's my belief that he hurt Terence Crawford at some stage in this 9th round. Hey, Crawford cracked him again. It's straightened out the right leg of Gamboa. He drops him again. That's a hard knockdown that time with the left hook.
To be a real champion.
Remember, there were stages in that round where I thought that he might have been hurt, and he drops him with a vicious left hook. He still has time to finish him off. 22 seconds, he's back at him. Gamboa's totally out on his feet. Can Crawford catch him one more time? There's no quitting Gamboa. He keeps battling, falling forward. Uppercut, drops him again. It's all over. Terence Crawford has stopped Kavaliauskas Gamboa to defend his title in his hometown.
Never before defeated, obviously never knocked out. One of the most celebrated amateurs of his time.
Terence
So tell me, you think these folks will come back the next time?